of dungeon speedrun world records from this team as well. So definitely one to look out for. And on top of another team to look out for, a team that always finds their way to get to the final boss first. Let's talk about ATP, OnPam, and Husk. This is a squad that ATP at this point, we just know will find a way to get to the final encounter. Will this be the one that ATP is able to pull it off? We will have to see. ATP is an amazing puzzle solver with things like Verity. I mean, we were watching the first POV at least that we saw clear it. And on top of that, he was 3rd in Salvation's Edge, 7th in King's Fall, 11th in Sundered. OnPam is also 11th in the reprised King's Fall. So, I mean, absolute gamers on this team.
Absolute gamers. And another team of gamers, to go back to that trivia question that I talked about earlier, I said, what was the quickest dungeon race ever? And obviously the answer ended up being Spire the Watcher. Absolute gamers. And another team of gamers, to go back to that trivia question that I talked about earlier, I said, what was the quickest dungeon race ever? And obviously the Perpetual, number 10 in Salvation's Edge, number 4 in Crota's End, number 7 in Run, number 7 in Val. And I mean, and also number 7 in Epic Desert Perpetual as well. And then you have Flarps, who was number 13 on Sundered. So, I mean, a really great team with T-Storm as well. But to move on to another team that we just watched a lot over the course of these.
Definitely
did. They've watched a lot on the course of Desert Perpetual and Epic Desert Perpetual. Let's talk about Team Wordle in 3.
Let's talk about them.
They've split their team up into 2, as some of the other teams have, like we've talked about with Team Nuts, Elysium, and some of the others as well. With that being said, we have Llama, Toady, and Tokto as well. And then the other side, we have G Miners, Silence Death, and TE. They've been absolutely killing it. Like we said, I feel like they've broken out to a massive lead on both of the last 2 races, Desert Perpetual and Epic Desert Perpetual. And I mean, their placements were 13th and 11th. So, I mean, this is a team that we're going to be watching very, very closely.
Definitely. And I mean, just across the board, Team Wordle in 3 is a team that always finds a way to impress me, because every single time it's like they're getting better and better and better and better. And like you just said, in Epic Desert Perpetual, they were right there.
Right.
It was theirs to lose. And unfortunately, Desert Perpetual was hard. Epic Desert Perpetual, that final encounter was brutal. We saw so many teams go down in that moment.
Right.
And so we're hoping to see, can Team Wordle in 3 climb back and say, hey, look, we've gotten better each time. Are we going to pull off a world's first? Will this be their time, Lodi?
Right. I mean, Lodi, we're going to see. I mean, the next team we're going to talk about too, Lodi, I'm actually really, really excited for too. So we were talking a little bit earlier about how Raid Zone is global and how Dungeon Zone is global. We're trying to make sure we're covering teams from all over the world. And one of those areas is China. And we're going to be covering Team 14628 with ZCP, EMT, and DP. And I mean, this is a goated team. All 3 of these members were on the number 2 Epic Desert Perpetual team. And I mean, we just watched ZCP on the solo tournament, who brought home the still hunt by soloing the Witness on the final part of that tournament. I mean, one of the best players out there. He's insane.
Absolutely insane. And on top of that, like Lodi just said, we are going to have Billy up and ready to go for this event. So make sure that you guys are tuned in, because we're going to have a bunch of different POVs and places from all over the world, like Billy. And speaking on ZCP, it was so fun casting the solo event, because the whole time ZCP is doing things that everybody is lost for words on how far this man has gone on all of his solos. And his favorite thing that he said, Dabs is the GOAT, as in Snazzy is the GOAT. That is ZCP's favorite player, and their friendship and their bond is very, very strong. So it's going to be really cool to see that today. But Lodi, I feel a little hungry.
Yeah.
Potentially could use a burger.
Okay.
Good thing we have a team.
All
Team
right.
Burger.
Okay.
And
who's
this
on that
one
team?
is composed of Sweatcicle, Rexos, and Ryan. This team has Sweat from the world's first Prophecy dungeon. And on top of that, being a 3-time world's first racer as a whole, Rexos was also, if you guys were paying attention, we're here for trivia time. Rexos was world's first Inspire of the Watcher, the fastest dungeon to ever get cleared, as my Lodi told me all the way back then. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see if Team Burger can kind of push their way through and figure out the next big step for their team, because they looked really impressive on Desert Perpetual.
Performed very well when it came to Desert Perpetual. And with that being said, let's talk about another amazing team out there, Team Aegis, Aqua, and Bran. I mean, what is there to say about Aegis? I mean, Aegis, one of the brains of the community, brings us so many different strats, tests just about every single thing that exists. Definitely one of the, the smartest people that's out there. Just an absolute amazing gamer, insane on the speed run scene. And I mean, his videos are fantastic. I'm sure you guys have watched a ton of them. I mean, another team we're really going to be watching out for.
Definitely. And just like another team that we're going to be watching out for, it's Math Class. I mean, we're always watching out for Math Class, but unfortunately on this race, Data will actually not be here. He's let everybody know that he already had booked pre-plans before this, and so Data, this is actually going to be his first day one that he is not going to be a part of.
Right.
So I'm actually very interested to see how the team of Math Class of Scarrow, Hoon, and Dennis kind of come together and figure this out, because we know that Scarrow 9 loves his puzzles. And Scarrow 9 was also third in Salvation's Edge. So again, another absolute gamer, and Hoon and Dennis are also absolute gamers. They were. I remember Hoon was a part of the chess puzzle event that happened last year, and being in there and breaking down all those numbers was Lodi. It was crazy.
It was Lodi. And with that being said, let's also talk about Team Rim, Strafe, and Zazzy as well. We love Rim. And, we're talking about Silken a little bit with that solo tournament as well. I mean, Rim also a big factor is that, as well as the rest of the solo community as well. But that being said, I mean, we've watched Rem a bunch on some of the earlier raid zones. I mean, he was number 4 on Crota, number 5 on Kingsfall, to bring it over to the dungeon side, number 2 on Ghost of the Deep, number 4 on Spire of the Watcher. And we got Zazzy, who was number 8 on Desert Perpetual, and number 7 on Crota's End, number 10 on Sunder to bring it back to dungeons, and then Strafe was number 19 in Desert Perpetual, so another really good team to look out for.
Absolutely, Lodi. And speaking of teams, I feel like we're going to keep saying speaking of teams to look out for, because we have another one coming up, and that's Team Parabellum. Both halves are playing in Team Parabellum, but I'm going to talk about the first one first. Jake, Dreketh Shadow, and Mork. Jake and Dreketh were both World's First Salvation's Edge champions. On top of that, number 3 in Crota's End. Dreketh is number 10 in Deepstone Crypt. Jake and Dreketh were number 8 in Vespers Host. Mork was number 2 in Vow.
Yeah, let's
number
talk about
2
Mork for a second, too, because we were just talking about Data earlier.
We were.
I mean, he was in a lot of those teams.
We were. And so Mork was a part of a lot of these Math Class teams, including number 2 in Crown of Sorrows. That moment, that unfortunate moment where you thought that maybe Math Class pulled that one off, but they were just barely beaten out. Mork was a part of that number 2 team there. He's also number 3 in Grasp of Avarice, number 4 in Duality, number 2 in Spire of the Watcher, number 10 in Ghost of the Deep, number 9 in Sunder Doctrine, and number 4 in Epic Desert Perpetual. So Mork has a crazy resume. Absolutely insane. And we're going to have to see if Mork can get his first belt. Grab the belt, pull it down, or I guess in this case, it's a trophy.
Right.
Maybe not.
No,
maybe not that trophy.
Not that one.
But on top of that, we have another team from Parabellum of Astro, Substancer, and Knocker. Astro was number 1 in Salvation's Edge, number 3 in Crota's End, number 10 in Deepstone Crypt, with Substancer going World's First in Ghost of the Deep, number 9 in Crota's End, number 2 in Kingsfall, and Knocker was number 6 in Vow, number 8 in Kingsfall, and number 4 in Epic Desert Perpetual.
Yeah, I mean, Parabellum performed so incredibly well in that Epic Desert Perpetual. I mean, all 6 of them, number 4 for Epic DP. So, I mean, it was an absolute insane performance from them, and, we're going to be watching them very closely. And then lastly, to round us out, Team Redemption. We had Limzo up a bunch in these last few raid zones as well.
Well, Evan and CB have.
Evan and CB have. And with that being said, we'll be following them closely as well with Limzo, Milax, and Feox as well. And they were number 9 on Epic Desert Perpetual, and they were super competitive in both of these last 2 raid zones that we've done. So we'll be watching them very, very closely.
Definitely, Lodi. I'm very, very excited to see how today goes. And we're curious, if you guys have a team that you see on here that you are either rooting for or you think will win, maybe you don't like them, but you're like, I want to see, yeah, they're probably going to win. Who do you guys think will win based on the teams that we have here? Or is it a team that is not here at all? Is it you? Are you the winner?
The winner could be in chat right now, Lodi.
Lodi.
That's the beauty with things like this, is that yes, there will be teams that we'll see that are familiar faces. That'll always be a thing, but there'll always be new faces. And that's the point of these events, guys. I'm hoping that by the time this stream ends, There'll be new faces and new teams and new channels that you'll be able to follow and hang out with, and to be able to essentially, I would say, just spread the love and the knowledge of the different amazing people that are in the community, because there's so many people that are so insanely talented and goated in this community. But obviously, it's impossible to know every single person. But we do want to try our best to make sure that we are featuring as many of these amazing gamers in our community as possible.
Definitely. And Loda, I'm reading some of these responses right now. I saw a lot of Wordle in 3. I saw a lot of ATP. I saw a lot of Elysium. I saw a lot of wanting math class to win. I'm seeing Team from China. Team from China is there. We just talked about them, actually. I'm seeing Indebted, Parabellum.
Yep. I'm seeing a Special Hero Sweep. I'm seeing on this side as well.
Yep.
I mean, I'm seeing some Indebted. I'm seeing some math class. I mean, seeing some Elysium. I'm seeing some of everything.
I'm seeing Nerd Bob. I'm seeing Team Burger. I'm seeing all sorts of different answers. And I think that makes the competitive spirit and the fun, like the fun, like cheery competitive spirit of a day one. And I think it's what makes it special. It's hype.
It does. And
this is fun, Lodi.
We're going to be scouring all of the ends of the internet. I mean, shout out to all of our team in the back end, all of our mods, all of our production crew. But we're going to be trying to do our best, whether it's people on Twitch, YouTube, Billy. We're going to be doing our best to make sure that we are featuring whoever is in the lead and try to keep you guys in the action so there's no questions on what's going on. As we mentioned earlier, but we'll mention it again, there's new features that we have on the stream as well. One of those being instant replays. So we'll try to keep you guys in the action as different encounters get cleared and stuff like that. And we're just super excited, guys. I mean, we're 43 minutes away from the race.
43 minutes away from Equilibrium. It's not just a race. Like Lodi, like you said earlier, it's got to be a mold-breaking race. It's got to be something new, something that kicks off the Fate saga of dungeons. So what does that look like? And Lodi, I'm very, very excited.
Lodi, I am too, because I mean, it's ultimately, especially when you just think about what Desert Perpetual ended up being and how, I mean, I think a lot of people went in with one kind of idea of what raid races looked like, and we ended up leaving with a very different outtake on everything, right? With that being said, I do wonder what the surprise or what the twist is going to be for this one. I'm really excited. I mean, it's going to be a really fun challenge for all of these racers that we've mentioned, and only one team can come out on top.
One team can come out on top. And Lodi, if Evan and CB make it to the set in time, maybe we can jump in there. Maybe we can come out on top.
I mean, maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe CB and Evan, maybe they just wanted to participate. Maybe they saw how that cool-looking exotic trophy looked, and they were like, actually, you know what?
You're telling me, Lodi, they don't want this trophy?
I don't know if anybody wants the trophy the way it's looking right now, to be honest. Not that one. Not that one's on the ground. I don't think they want that one. That one has seen better days.
Lodi, it's fine. We can fix it up. It'll be all good to go. But again, everybody, thank you for being a part of this so far. We have so much more in store. We're very, very excited. Don't go anywhere because, like I'm telling you, there is a decent amount of stuff going on today in terms of the pre-show and, of course, the main event, which is kicking off very, very soon. We are almost 40 minutes away from kickoff, from the time where everybody can spam enter. Why won't it load? I'm trying. Find the dungeon. Where's the dungeon? It's always the most exciting feeling.
It is.
Where is the dungeon? Is it in? Is it there? Oh, it's live. It's live. That's the best feeling.
And the big question is there anybody in chat that's going to be running today? I know that once we get going, it'll be, everything will be flying, everything will be fast paced, but is there anybody that's planning on jumping in at launch? We have anybody in chat? Any gamers? Any gamers that are going to be gaming?
Phoenix is saying that he's going to win it. He said, I'm going to win it.
Let's go. I see Miss Covey says, yep. Ghostly says, I am.
Saying me, my team is running.
Yep.
I'm running solo.
Nocturnal. Let's go. I love it. Nathan as well.
I'll be secret hunting, which is a very interesting side.
Nice.
Looking for the little lore tabs, some secrets, whatnot.
Yeah, maybe some of those things that Allison said that we'll have to wait and find.
Absolutely.
Who knows? We'll see.
Okay. I'm running it. I can't. I'm busy watching.
Oh, well, I appreciate you guys. Seriously, thank you guys for being here. And speaking of things to watch, guys, and I know we're talking about the dungeon, we're talking about who's going to be running, and I'm really happy to see how many people are saying that they are. I'm really excited. I mean, whether you guys are in the action with us, locked in and watching the show, or whether you're in tandem playing while listening, we really, really appreciate you. But it's been so cool so far. We've got to talk about so many different aspects of the dungeons and even raids. We talked a little bit about raids as well. But we have something really special that we want to do next. Mm-hmm. And we Now, as an Evan and CB, they got to sit down and talk to the Rad team.
The Rad
team, who makes all of these experiences that we see every single day one.
The Rad team.
Ask some questions. Who do we get to talk to?
We got to talk to Christian Chojnacki and Ryan Baker, environmental artists on Rad, and ask them questions, pick their brain about Destiny and about Rad. Let's go to it. We're very excited today to have Christian and Ryan from the Rad team just ask some questions about what's going on in raids and dungeons, the things that people don't really know, the things that people want to know, but obviously the things that have to be kept secret. So Christian, Ryan, thank you for joining us. Can you introduce what you do for the community?
Absolutely. I'm an environment artist on the Raids and Dungeons team.
I myself am also a senior environment artist on the Raid and Dungeon team at Bungie.
Thank you guys both for being here. We appreciate you letting us pick your brains, and let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And Christian, since my name is also Christian, we'll just start with you. We'll start in the Christian to Christian connection. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So in terms of from the environment perspective, when it comes to dungeons and raids, because obviously we have the dungeon race that's coming today, what was your favorite environmental design that you got to work on? It could be from a dungeon, it could be from a raid, just either that really stands out to you and that resonates with you.
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite, I think, has to be Salvation's Edge for how diverse the environments are, the puzzles are, the encounters, traversals, everything. It was a lot of pressure to come up with a raid that sort of acts as a capstone for the Light and Darkness saga. And we knew that it was going to be compared to other titans like Last Wish, Vow of the Disciple. So we really had to make an experience that felt like a culmination, a peak of what it means to raid. So taking something familiar like the pyramid visuals, which we've seen several times at that point, using it in new ways. The architecture has to be innovative, and we need to create novel and new experiences and encounters. Twists that subvert players' expectations, and all at like a difficulty and grandeur that feels appropriate for taking down a being that brought upon the collapse.
Ryan, I have a question for you. My name is not Ryan, by the way. I wish that it was for this moment and this question specifically, because I thought that would be really cool. But in terms of raids and dungeons, is there any kind of like inspirations that you guys take from that you're like, ooh, this in real life would work really well for this dungeon specifically?
Yeah, I guess I would use Warlord's Ruin as an example. Pulling inspiration from the real world. How are we going to hit that fantasy of the snowy mountain peaks on a crisp winter day, looking at places like the Alps or Patagonia, climbing the Andes, and the kind of the striking visuals we get from those mountain ranges, researching everything from older civilizations, ancient castle ruins, and how we can bring that into the environments we're building. And then on a personal level, pulling from media that I grew up with, reading books, playing games, digging into that dark fantasy setting that I feel is so inspiring personally, and I know a lot of other people on the team really enjoyed. That's one of the most exciting parts about working on Destiny, is we have such a wide spectrum of content to pull from, whether it's the fantasy side, the science fiction side, and the team really just throws out a lot of great ideas, and we got to really riff on each other and come up with something cool.
That sounds really cool, Ryan. And I want to stay with you just for one quick moment here, too. You talked about some of the things that you got to personally work on and that personally resonated with you. Is there anything that you've ever worked on that you thought they'll never find this, or just something that really stands out that you put in that was like, well, I wonder if players will find this, and and maybe they did or maybe they didn't, but just some sort of story that kind of strikes that chord.
I'll go to Warlord's Ruin as a good example too. There was a fun Easter egg in that dungeon, which was something that we got to kind of brainstorm and come up with, players quickly found it. It's not like we can hide things very well, but it was just a fun nod to the archetypes of the Guardians. And then as far as like things that I'm really proud of, digging into the traversals, like I really enjoy building difficult traversals and having that challenge with platforming through areas, and there's cool storytelling we can create. The blender room with like the giant blight inside of the heart of the mountain was something I was really proud of, because I thought it was going to be really challenging, but ended up being like I remember taking an early prototype of it into a playtest and maybe being a little hesitant of like, I think I made it a little too difficult. But then like coming out of the playtest and just hearing everybody on the rad team like laughing and like they were having so much fun watching their friends get hit by obstacles and overcoming that challenge. I got a lot of really good feedback on like, okay, there's something here that we can really polish and like find the fun in this moment.
No, for sure. And I would definitely say, just on a personal level, like Warlord's Ruin as an example, and hearing some of the stories from that is so cool because that's one of my favorite dungeons. It might be my favorite dungeon. I kind of wish there's contest mode for that one because that's a great dungeon all around it, and like just having it even harder would be even more fun. I do have some questions, or I have a question for Christian. So obviously Destiny has some of the most striking and visually unique environments in all of gaming. And I'd even say I'd stretch it to all of fiction in general. Like Destiny has some insane environments if you really think about it over the years. With those environments and with just how much praise, especially the art team gets on these environments, do you ever feel like there's pressure to like one up yourself? Do you even feel like that's the goal? Like, take me through that.
Yeah. So first off, as a fan of the game, I absolutely agree. I remember having to pick up my jaw off the floor first time I stepped into Valve the Disciple, getting in a Rolk's Pyramid ship. That was just such an amazing experience. All I could think about was all of the places that I still wanted to explore. So surprisingly, I actually don't feel that pressure. If anything, I feel empowered along with the raid and dungeon team. Like everyone on the team is so excited for the next project. It's, a constant cycle of reigniting our passion for the game. And of course, we have our retrospectives and self-critique, what could have gone better. But at the end of the day, there's always something next. And we just can't wait for that. So I don't really feel like that's any of the goal to like have to one up ourselves. Mm-hmm. We're just making stuff that we want to explore and that we want to play.
Well, I love that. And staying on that, Christian, like when it does come to that next thing, like you said, you put some down and it's on to the next thing you guys start working on, and always like being excited for that next new idea, the next new thing that you guys are working on. Where do some of those ideas sometimes come from? Like, do you ever find yourself, maybe you're watching a movie and randomly you get inspired by something? It could be from games from a childhood. Like, where does some of that inspiration sometimes come from? Like, can you maybe walk us through maybe some times that you've been inspired in a moment and then taken that into maybe how you iterated in the game?
Yeah. So I've actually been doing a lot of travel recently to various cities in Europe, like Rome, Paris, Amsterdam, Bucharest. And I always bring my camera with me. So I'm always taking tons of photos, and it's not of like what you would normally take photos of. I like taking like odd angles and different perspectives. Everyone's seen the Eiffel Tower, but when I was there in person, I didn't realize you could actually walk up the stairs of it. And I did that. And I was like, I could see the inside, how it was made. It was just such cool moments seeing all that like lattice work and the human elements to it. It's like, wow, we made that. That's something that we made with our hands. And so I have a whole separate hard drive full of, reference of old wood joinery, his history, stone blocks, modern metalworks. And myself, Ryan, a lot of the team, we take a lot of inspiration from history. And, these structures in real life are just marvelous, and they're just great sources of inspiration. So we think about these, like I said, the Eiffel Tower, there are details to it. Like you can walk up in and around it. And so like we need to do the same with raids. So it's often about the smaller details, like how this was made, like what tool was used to carve this, and things like that applied in our raids and in the environments we do really just take them to the next level and really like make them full of life and just make them much deeper of an experience for our players to run through.
No, definitely. And I think like those inspirations is definitely something that we've talked about a decent amount so far. But Ryan, I actually wanted to go back to you because you brought this up earlier. You were like, okay, games that when I played when I was younger give me all these ideas that I can at least build a foundation off of. Has there ever been that like an example of that game or that movie or that book that really made you go, dang, I got to find a way to incorporate this, at least on a basic starting point, into a raid or dungeon?
Absolutely. More examples than I can count of like a book, a piece of media, a game that I played that so many of those moments of the atmosphere and the environments, the sense of wonder you get exploring a place, the reveals of a big story moment or cinematic beat, and like really thinking about how that made me feel. But then from a design perspective, why did it make me feel that way?
You mean you guys have made so many breathtaking things in raids and dungeons. And these next couple questions, I want to ask both of you guys, and then I think the last question Evan's going to ask both of you guys as well. But I want to know, from seeing all those breathtaking moments, are there any like specific things you can think about challenges wise, where you were trying to make something and you hit a roadblock and you had to think outside of the box in order to figure out how to make something work visually? Like, just talk us through some of the challenges when it comes to the visual side and the art side. Like, I would love to hear from both of you on this one.
I mean, each project, again, speaking to like the breadth of content in Destiny, each project is so unique. I think like, okay, I've solved one problem, but the next project presents brand new obstacles or challenges to think about. A good example was working on the Vespers host. We wanted to take the Exo palette, which is one of my favorite like thematic like palettes in the game. And we wanted to give it a fresh coat of paint. We wanted to evolve it a little bit in this new style. And it's very clean and austere and sterile because it's like science equipment. But the thematic setting for Vespers hosts, we needed chaos and destruction, and like trying to marry those two, like figure out a bridge between those two ideas was incredibly, that was a huge challenge for the art team. There was a lot of time spent carefully planning and prototyping. And I think what the team, like what we ended up coming up with, turned out like stunning.
Yeah, for me, it was Rudum Nightmares. I think there wasn't trouble coming up with something exciting. It was more about the execution of it. It was, a collision between light and dark. You could more easily say and describe it than you could actually make it as an artist. It's like the Traveler's terraforming powers colliding with, a pyramid, onyx obsidian hull, of a pyramid ship. I think our concept team did great, and they provided just breathtaking concepts, like a myriad of cool visuals and everything. But the struggle was translating that into a 3D space. It almost felt like Lovecraftian, like the color out of space. Something about that genre is more easily translated in people's minds as like a written thing rather than you seeing it. And so when you start to combine opposites, we didn't want what is actually in between, white and black is, gray. We wanted to have it be like a violently beautiful kaleidoscope of paracausality, something incomprehensible made real. Such an abstract concept. And as an artist, the challenge is, all right, well, what does that look like? What does that look like from this side or this angle? You got to walk through a tunnel made of traveler roots that are eating up a pyramid. So that was, I think, the most difficult for me. But despite those hardships, I think the raid was extremely successful visually in such amazing ways.
So I have a question for both of you just to wrap us up here. And I guess it's, in a way, it's a selfish question about our own show, but it's also a question for the entire community. Obviously, you guys have worked on so many different raids and dungeons, but has there been a favorite raid or dungeon race moment from watching the world's first? Was it seeing that Vow of the Disciple reveal and seeing the community reacting to the pyramid? What was it for you guys?
So my favorite moments of any race are first reactions. You step into a room and it's the whoa, what? Like everyone freaking out. I live for those moments. Like you only really get to experience something for the first time once. And so, for in recent memory, the epic Desert Perpetual, when they jump through the portal and enter, the kernel for the first time, it was just like, we wanted players to feel subatomic, something they've never felt before. And just we wanted the visuals to impress people. And it was, that, and just seeing people's faces light up, the reactions be like so big, and just all of that. Running through Deepstone Crypt and hearing that music kick on for the first time in that traversal, like you only experience that for the first time, like I said, once. And so we gotta nail that. And I think seeing that in any race is always like, yes, like it paid off just for that like split second of reaction. I literally look forward to that every race.
Yeah, I think to add to what Christian's saying, those moments, those reveals, that is super rewarding for the team, and like personally, just seeing people enjoying what we're making, enjoying the art and the experience. I was going to say, I've always been a big fan of puzzles and ARGs and different ways to interact with games. So I was really excited for not just watching the Vespers host race, because that was so exciting and it was cool to have the race, but after the world, like the first team cleared, people were jumping in. It kicked off the second secret race, which was the community puzzle that was hidden several layers deep. And so that on a personal level was just super exciting to be like watching on all these different social media, all across platforms, the community coming together, trying to solve and crack this thing, and teams sharing information. Those social moments of collaboration are really exciting.
Well, guys, we want to say thank you so much for not only taking the time for this interview, but on a more important level. And Christian, you were really striking on this too, like that you really only get certain moments once. Like you guys have created so many moments for us that we're never going to forget, that have been some of our most favorite moments, not just in Destiny, but in gaming in general. Like I feel like these day one moments are moments that we not only really cherish and never forget, but it's the reason why Evan and I want to do shows like these, because what you guys deliver is so special. So we just want to say thank you to both of you all, and just thank you for taking the time and doing what you all do.
Absolutely. And it is a pleasure. We enjoy doing it, the whole team, everyone involved.
Yeah, it's an honor. Thank you.
Well, with that, we'll take it back to our racers, as we obviously have our a dungeon race this time to see. But guys, just thank you so much. We look forward to chatting in the future.
Everyone, welcome back to the show. It's so good to see you.
Welcome back.
Christian, Ryan, it was great to get a chance to talk to you guys. We really appreciate you joining us on the show. But hey, everyone, welcome back. Lodi here. And as you can probably tell, obviously, Lodi and I, we are joined by Lodi.
Lodi. Glad to be here.
Lodi, welcome
Thank
back
you.
to the show.
Thanks
It's
for
so
joining
good to
us.
see you.
Yeah, you've been doing a great job, Lodi.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
far?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's been a long and a short time since we've seen you. How's time been treating you?
Time is weird right now. Like my journal says I've been here for 4 weeks, but the 5 o'clock shadow is telling.
Yeah.
Would you maybe say it's broken then? I don't know. I feel like this
Time is broken.
Interesting.
Broken
All right.
on Mercury.
Yeah.
You need to investigate.
Do we need to? Okay. All right. Off we go. Well,
I'm here to figure it out.
Good.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back to the show. It's so good to see you. Everyone in chat, thank you, by the way, for taking the time to join us today. This is good to see y'all. Welcome back. Everyone, we got a really exciting show for you today. We're really looking forward to obviously getting a chance to go ahead and dive into a brand new dungeon experience. But before we get there, Lodi, I feel like, first of all, your eye is looking great.
Who are you talking to?
Great.
Lodi, obviously.
Lodi.
Yeah.
No, you were talking to.
Well, I mean, there's other.
We're talking to all the other
Yeah, yeah.
Lodis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But do you have any messages from Six for us today, or
No.
no? Okay.
No,
All
no,
right.
no.
What about I don't know, maybe 7?
And that's going to be the end of the show. We're going to wrap it up. Dungeons canceled. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
It's so good. Yes, that's you know what, it's done. This is it.
Yeah.
We're shutting it all
So,
down.
167 joke is all it takes.
That's again. It's we're time lost. All right. Is that a new joke for the children of Earth, or
That joke is always, it's timeless.
It's timeless.
Timeless.
You know what? We did it, everyone.
So
all right.
You told me that we're going to run a race, or there's going to be a race.
Yeah. We're gonna go and do a little foot race across the Lost Frontier.
Okay, that's
It's
why.
true. Yeah. It's I mean, I got to tell you, Kepler really has some great running routes on it.
It does.
It's been really lovely out there. Depending on what world tier you're in, it can be more or less challenging.
Yeah. Maybe we do a little sparrow racing.
But you had to say it, didn't you?
I had to.
You had to say it.
I had to say it. I'm
it's fine,
sorry.
honestly, I understand. It's as someone who was quite the sparrow racer back in their day.
Yeah.
I get it. It's totally fair. But yeah, we got some Equilibrium today, I believe, is what's on the docket. It's very exciting.
We do. Yeah. And if you watch the stream for an hour, you can unlock the Paranoia Pink emblem.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah. Very pretty.
Can we? Is there any way? By the way, again, an hour. I feel like we have a tenuous relationship with time.
Yes. Yeah.
Really curious about what. So again, they have to connect their Twitch account.
Connect your Twitch account.
Okay.
Watch for an hour.
Love it.
Maybe 2 if Twitch is not liking us.
Love it. Also, Atheon Undying is reminding us that we need to be banned now that we've mentioned 6, 7. So
Okay. Good.
Again, what does 6 feel about this? Again, I feel like you're kind of our real line here, Lodi. Can you help us out?
I can't disclose that.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. And again, what happened to your eye? I feel like it's looking a lot better these days.
It's getting better.
Is it really?
It's
Okay.
It's
Nice.
feeling a lot
Just put
better.
some drops in there,
Yeah.
here and there.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Good.
Well, we got a big show today, obviously. We're going to
Yep.
go ahead and again, we got drops available. So make sure you have your accounts connected. And more than anything, you guys have any ideas on who you think is going to take the race today? I know you can look into the future, but
I know who's going to win,
you know who's going to
but
win.
I don't want to ruin it for
This is
everybody.
awkward now.
You know?
Geez. All right.
My money's on Lodi.
Your money's on Lodi.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. What's your favorite exotic, Lodi? You've been here now on Kepler for a while. You've met some Guardians. What's your most treasured exotic?
It's going to be surprising, but it's the last word.
Is it really? Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, well, now I don't know who to believe.
You can never trust a Lodi.
That's
to be
honestly,
honest.
thank you.
What about you, Lodi?
Lodi.
What? Hey, Lodi.
Hey, Lodi.
Lodi.
What's up, Lodi?
Lodi.
How you doing?
Lodi. What are you guys doing?
What's up?
Lodi. Oh my God.
Lodi. Lodi. What?
It's so
Lodi.
good to see you.
Lodi. Lodi. Lodi.
This is something.
Wait,
Time is broken.
time's weird.
Something is going on. This is
What's,
concerning.
This is our show. We're doing.
Yeah. We've been doing Dungeon Zone for a while.
I was invited. Yeah, we've been here since like
Lodi.
6 a.m.
It was our Lodi time to do this show.
I thought you.
Lodi
yeah, that's a
thought
little
that
confusing
this was
for
going
us.
to be our show, as it turns out.
Lodi.
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 Lodi. We planned this
Lodi.
earlier.
Lodi.
This was not a part of the plan.
We talked.
We talked to the 9
honestly,
earlier,
we
and that's
did.
not what
All
they
right.
said.
You know what?
That's not what they said.
I know Six
That's
has
not
been
what
up
they
to some
said
stuff
earlier.
lately.
We lose
but
3, and it all just goes
but-
to bits.
How-
Unfortunately.
9, on the other hand, decided that it's our time to actually do the show.
Well,
so
you know what? I'm going to talk to Maya about this.
that's fine.
She's got strong feelings about what the 9 thinks.
Well, you can
I
talk to her, but
I
it's
can-
going to be
do you want me to-
off the set.
Okay.
Off the
All
set,
right.
you're
Okay.
talking.
You know what?
Off the set.
You know what? I'm going, but because I want to.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
Okay.
That's
What-
fine.
that's fine.
That's fine.
all right,
Lodi.
well, you do that then.
I can stay though. I'm not with
Lodi's.
Yeah.
It
Fair.
was Lodi's.
Well, you
nice,
just turned
nice
on us
seeing
that
you, Lodi.
fast.
Lodi, cards later. Cards
Oh,
later,
okay.
Lodi. Yeah. Yeah. Cards
We'll
later,
see you
cards
tonight.
later. Yeah.
Emissary.
Yeah.
Emissary.
Those Vex
Yeah,
have
emissary.
Narcissus have some good
Oh,
cards.
perfect.
We'll see you at the Lodi
Talk about the
convention.
Vex.
Yes.
Ball.
Perfect.
Absolutely insane.
Totally.
at cards.
That's honestly, you
All right.
know, you wouldn't expect it.
Lodi.
Those
You
big
wouldn't
hands.
expect it.
Lodi's. Lodi.
Lodi.
Wait,
Lodi.
No
Lodi.
more.
Yeah,
No
Lodi.
more.
We have a show.
Give a show.
I
Okay,
know.
I guess.
Lodi.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
All
All
right.
right. Fair enough. All right.
Yep.
This
All
way.
right.
Lodi.
All
This
right.
way.
Oh, Bob,
Lodi.
don't remember.
This way. This way.
Lodi.
Lodi.
I don't know where Evan and CB are, but they need to find their way over here.
The Lodi's just keep multiplying, and I am starting to go a little crazy here. But one thing that I want to mention
Yeah, Lodi.
is that we got a dungeon race in 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes?
We got a dungeon race in 20 minutes.
Well, Lodi, not to
Lodi?
be specific,
Yes.
math on you, but we do have a timer on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. It says 17 minutes and 46, 5, 4, 3.
You possessed by the 9? Why are you counting like that?
Maybe 3 came back on this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, talk to me for a little bit.
Guys, all jokes aside, thank you so much for being
Thank you.
here with us on this pre-show so far. We hope you guys have enjoyed everything. I mean, there's been so many different things that, we're just so grateful that we've gotten to kind of bring you guys for today's pre-show, whether it's been speaking to Tom, whether it's been speaking to Allison, or the world's first team and Mario, Luigi, and Biggs, or getting to hear the perspectives of Bife, and now most recently from Christian and Ryan. I mean, this has just been... It's been a whole lot going on, and we appreciate you guys sticking through us with it.
Definitely. And again, a big thank you to Lucasfilms for helping out, and Bungie for helping out and letting this set be what it is, and letting us enjoy our nice drinks, and letting us do all this fun stuff. I can throw a trophy today.
You did throw a trophy, Lodi.
Now, I thought
Don't
it
throw
was
any
the-
more trophies.
If the actual Equilibrium trophy shows up on this desk at some point, I will not throw that trophy. Okay?
I'm gonna
That's
hold you.
promise,
I'm gonna
Lodi,
hold-
that's
I'm
promise.
gonna hold you to that.
Promise,
Lodi.
Lodi.
Emissaries of the 9 are not allowed to lie.
That sounds like the truth, Lodi. That sounds like the truth. Well, again, everybody, thank you for being a part of our pre-show so far. We're almost done wrapping up. We'll get you right into the action very, very soon. We have obviously something very special planned to kick us off into the pre-show, or into the main show. However, we want to say again, a big thank you to everybody who has watched so far. Thank you so much for being a part of this across the board production. Thank you to Bungie. Thank you to Lucasfilms. Thank you to the whole entire community for watching. Thank you, everybody, the mods behind the scenes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Enough thank yous. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. I mean, it's been so cool to see the evolution of all of the different Dungeon Zone and Raid Zone streams, and it really doesn't happen without you all first. So thank you all for the support. Once again, too, if you do want to join the Discord to continue to kind of follow our journey, you can by typing !Discord. If you guys are hanging out on the Twitch chat, those drops are active, as the other Lodis I heard say before we quickly kicked them off the screen, because that was not part of the plan for Lodi 3, 4, and 5 to show up. We told them not to do that, but they did anyways.
Yep.
But with that being said, make sure to take advantage of those drops. Remember also too, guys, if you do complete the contest dungeon, there is that jacket. There is the contest emblem. On the YouTube side for the Twitch drop, we will be sprinkling those in. Just people are just hanging out and chatting on the stream. So keep that in mind, as well as Renegade's codes. But yeah, guys, I mean, we're about here.
Yeah.
And with that, Evan,
let's go find Evan and CB, Lodi.
And while we're off looking for them, I think we might have something prepared to kick us off.
Yes, we do. We had an amazing trailer made by the wonderful and talented Arcanine in collaboration with Bungie. So let's go ahead and see it.
Thank you for being here on our pre-show, guys. We appreciate it.
Zone.
Welcome to Dungeon Zone. Woo!
Welcome
Two.
Dungeon Zone! Woo! Lodi.
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 Wait.
Lodi?
Where's CB?
Where's Evan?
I don't know.
Lo-
I guess we'll fill in for now.
I guess we
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
welcome everybody. I think I was brought here by But, well, it would have been 3, but so how's everybody doing today? Welcome to Dungeon Zone, the show that really just keeps on showing every single person in the community, going all out across the entire directory of Twitch, YouTube, and Billy.
It is. And guys, we are so happy to be back. I mean, we had Desert Perpetual where we were here back earlier in the summer. We had the epic Desert Perpetual as well. And now for the very first time in Dungeon Zone history, here we are back at Bungie again, hosting the first Dungeon Zone here from Bungie, and we're super grateful.
Yes, we are. And how do I even explain what we got going on here? Not only am I joined by Lodi, and not only am I myself Lodi, which is a whole scenario maybe we need to explain into the next story.
Might need
why
Mike
there's
for
2
that.
Lodis. However, look at the set behind us. It looks fantastic. We are at the cantina right now, having all sorts of drinks and fun trinkets and guns and coins and cards and gloves and everything you can think of. So welcome in, everybody, and hopefully you get nice and comfy today, because today is going to be a really fun show.
It is. And I mean, speaking of that, I mean, we have the most, I would say, loaded pre-show that we've ever had. We have a lot of different interviews where you're going to hear from tons of different people from Bungie, not just that, other people throughout the community as well. There's just a lot of things that we have in store for you guys during this pre-show, on top of us being Lodi and Lodi, which is a little bit unexpected, but we're running with it. And so with that being said, guys, we just want to say thank you to you all for being here. Thank you for supporting us through all of the different zone events that we've had, whether they've been dungeon zones, raid zones, epic raid zones, zombie zones, different tournaments, whatever it's been. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you again for Bungie for helping to make this happen too, and helping us to build this set and to be able to keep iterating on our different events and really just getting to bring the show that you're going to be seeing today.
And it's crazy to think about for CB and Evan. For Lodi's, it's not crazy to think about. This is our first show entirely here. But for CB and Evan to have gone from in their rooms, in their offices, to all the way here and getting this opportunity, is I'm sure that they are incredibly grateful. I mean, I know these Lodi's are incredibly grateful as it is. So thank you again, everybody in the community across the board, for giving us a platform and letting us kind of do a fun show, and hopefully we go all out for you guys today.
Right. And the big thing about that is, too, with you guys continuing to support us and with us being able to continue to iterate on every single different event, we have a lot of new things about this event that aren't going to be like the dungeon zones and raid zones of the past. There's some really big tweaks we've made. What are some of those things?
Well, I can tell you one thing that is one of the largest tweaks that I think has ever happened to a zone event entirely. And that is ad-free!
And so, guys, as Lodi just mentioned, my better Lodi just said, we are completely ad-free for the entirety of this show. We want to make sure that we are bringing for you guys uninterrupted action from the beginning of Dungeon Zone all the way until you see the world's first winners crowned. We don't want you to be interrupted at all. We don't want you guys to have to, hit pause and then have to rewind and then check in and try to figure out where your place was or worry about missing anything. Every single second of Dungeon Zone from the beginning until the end, you guys are going to be able to watch uninterrupted. Ad-free.
It feels good to say. And guys, we want to make sure that there's not that moment where Twitch randomly plays an ad right as the final boss is being slayed, or YouTube is playing an ad right as the final boss is being slayed. We want to make sure that you guys are in the action as best we can across the entire board. So again, we want to say a big thank you to everybody for being a part of this, and a big thank you to everybody who will continue to be a part of this.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it. We have a lot of different things in the pre-show that we're going to be showing you all as things continue to go on. There's also some other features that you guys are going to be seeing throughout the entirety of the show as well that we're really excited for as well. Different features that are going to kind of keep you guys in the action better. Things like instant replays, things like being able to see the splits of how long different encounters take, all different types of things. There's going to be a lot of things you guys are going to be able to kind of see the improvements on as the show goes on. As Lodi was mentioning earlier too, we're continuing with our reach on the Billy side as well. A bunch of amazing people on the Billy side that we're going to be tracking, one of those names being ZCP, just to spoil it early, but there is going to be a lot of different racers we're going to be tracking from all across the globe, and we're really, really excited.
And it's really cool to see that as dungeons and raid zones have evolved, we're seeing more and more just entire world representation. Every single country has a spotlight, and we've done our best to make sure that we have representation across the entire world.
For real. And I mean, couldn't have said it better myself, Lodi. And honestly, before we do move on, guys, I just want to check in on you guys. How are we all feeling in chat? Is everybody feeling good this morning?
Are we feeling
Hope
good?
you guys are feeling good. We appreciate you guys being here. I just want to say thank you guys for being here so early in the morning, too. I mean, at least here on the Pacific side, it's 6 a.m. I don't know what time it is for y'all, but seriously, thank you guys for being here so early. I do really appreciate you guys, seriously.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, a huge thank you to everybody for being a part of this, and especially, yes, being up early in the morning. It is early here in the Bungie studio, and I hope that you had some nice rest, that you're ready to go today. And if you're racing today, I especially hope that you are nice and ready and locked in, prepared. But, maybe I had hypothesized which was a Sparrow potential encounter, and it does look like Sparrows are being used.
Very sparrowy, yeah. There is a lot of sparrowing happening here, and we are even seeing vehicles over on the left side. I don't know if you saw those right there, but yeah.
Those, I mean, it looks like kind of remnants. If you guys got to play the campaign, there's some Sparrow.
Towards the end there?
Yeah, towards the end. There's also the Sparrow upgrade that you can get by flipping a little coin and throwing it on the ground. And it looks like Salt just went down from a misadventure right there. So something that maybe he hadn't fully planned for just happened to Salt right there. One thing that I do want to constantly kind of look at is,
what's that?
What are their team comps? What are they running? And clearly they just dropped the shield on this Bather as well.
Yes, it is.
And they got a charge. It's a light. It looks like some sort of light there.
And once again, I think that the big question is going to be, what do you use with the buffs in order to take down those shields? Is it depositing when that thing that we had saw Salt activate? Is there going to be something else that we're still not seeing? We'll go ahead and, once this run ends, we'll go ahead and check out another team here and see, maybe even going back to Snazzy, because we might be able to hear and see a little more and put a little bit more of this together.
Yeah, I think maybe we can go and pull us out of here just so we can see what other teams are doing. I wonder if we can, let's see if we can. It looks like Special Hero is moving with, and it looks like Ranger Mork and Special Hero are both moving with the Sparrow. And let's go full speed to Special Hero, because he might have a big play here.
They are moving here.
And it looks like
so two of his teammates are down
Two of his
here.
teammates are wiped, yeah.
But seems like so far people know, use the Sparrows, go over those blight-looking almost like plate checkpoints. I'm wondering if maybe a buff is being either incremented or it's being built up as they're running over each, and maybe after. And you see here he's trying to ram into him.
Definitely.
Maybe, seeing if there's any type of.
I wonder if breaking
zombies a little bit.
True. I wonder if breaking the shield comes down to using the pike to break the shield.
And that would be something that we really haven't seen.
No, definitely
not to that degree,
no. And we just saw Special Heroes trying to melee, but every time he's meleeing, you notice it does this kind of taken effect.
Yeah.
It's hard to fully tell, but it looks like Special Hero has some sort of aura around him. And as you guys know, every single racer is fully allowed to cover certain spots of their screen. So maybe there's a buff that we're just not seeing right now.
Maybe. And the interesting thing too, Evan, is they have these vehicles all along, which if you did run either Lawless Frontier or you ran the Renegades campaign, I mean, you're familiar with that vehicle. And so it's interesting to see with those being placed kind of everywhere. I almost wonder if they might have implemented that as part of what needs to happen. So maybe the shield break is going to be something with that specific weapon, with it being, or vehicle, with it being everywhere.
What we know so far is that you start the encounter, there's some sort of activate mechanic, there's these walkers running around the field, there's all these Cabal, that one is purple, one is red, and clearly you need to Sparrow around this area to get whatever buff that you're looking for. And once you do have that, that's what we're still trying to figure out.
Right. And so what we'll do here too is we'll go ahead and swap the audio for right now while it is all we got going on. We'll stay here, but we'll swap audio just to avoid the copyright side. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and keep paying attention here and see if they do deposit anything.
It looks like, again, this keeps happening where he's trying. Oh, it looks like the melee.
And there was a breakthrough.
Wait,
there it was.
Wait.
I wonder if it was two melees at once. Did it look like
it looked like
it did?
But balance of light and dark forces.
But it wouldn't be at once because you can't clone yourself. When you're soloing.
Ah, you're right.
When you're soloing.
Okay.
So they did definitely punch and it broke.
I do feel like it's a punch of some kind. But what if it's you need to get
multiple of the buffs maybe. And that
maybe
just,
because he's breaking another one.
and we are seeing some huge progress here. That's 2 of them down. We'll see if that continues.
Wonder if the third one goes down pretty easily or if they have to get another. Oh, wow. There's even more on the field.
Right.
There's quite a few. And
seeing some good old
CB,
gameplay here.
How do you feel like they could break the mold so far? Do you think that using a Sparrow in not a typical Sparrow racing way, but in a more mechanic solve way is already breaking the mold? Because I think that's a good start.
I think it's a good start we got going on here. I think it'll take a little more of understanding what's going on, but so far it is interesting to have not only the did he get Cabal Ball there? He did, unfortunately. Unfortunately, a very painful death there.
And on top of that, it looks like 1-0 enraged.
Yeah,
and
with that
is
enraged,
a
we would assume a wipe, and it is. So let's go ahead and unzoom for a second, see if there's any other progress being made. But that's a lot of progress that we saw there. That was the first shield break we saw.
Definitely an impressive one, too. I mean, we saw multiple shield breaks there. So let's go ahead and bring us back to the different POVs that we were watching. And we have, it looks like everybody's kind of at a similar spot. It's really hard to tell. Although maybe let's go to Llama and just see what he's doing. Because I see he's back on a Sparrow. It looks like he has a broom, maybe.
Yeah, we'll go.
He's got a little broom.
Llama
Nice.
Well, Llama in Team Wordle and 3, they've been the breakout team the last couple, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching, and we kind of unfortunately went them right as we kind of cursed them. But with that being said, they've broken out to early leads in the last couple raid races. It'll be interesting to see how that translates to the dungeon side. But, I mean, they're a very formidable team. Remember, as we said earlier, if you were here hanging out, they were 13th in Desert Perpetual and 11th in Epic Desert Perpetual. So this team is broken into 2 parts. I expect them to very much be competitive throughout this race.
After this beginning of an attempt, I think we should maybe pull back and see, do we have ATP on the screen? Maybe we want to also see what ATP is up to. Because if it comes to puzzle solving and
you would be
mechanics,
right,
then who would be the right person ATP?
I agree. And then another one that I do want to check in after is going to be Snazzy, as they were calm. So we might be able to learn the most early on, actually from hearing a little bit of that. As so far, I think that's the only team we've been able to hear.
Definitely the only team we've fully been able to hear from across the board. But yeah, we're just going to have to see. And everybody just letting you know, exclamation point emblem does not work. All you have to do is just watch the stream for 1 hour, have your Bungie account linked to your Twitch account. That's all that matters. You do not need to spam commands. On the YouTube side, CB's been giving away.
Those will be given out just for hanging out and just having a good time and chatting, and that's really all there is to it. Those will get dropped in. But for now, we'll sit here and see if we can kind of piece together some of this puzzle. As a lot of the teams so far, if you're just joining us, we've seen shield breaks on the Cabal that have had different colored shields, and that's pretty much as far as we've gotten so far. There is a area that you're able to activate that looks like you might be able to dunk something inside of, but that's pretty much where we're at so far. So I'm excited to see on a different run here, Snazzy, to see if anything is being incremented as they're going over these taken, let's just call them checkpoints.
Yeah, I think checkpoints is a good way to call it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think after we watch maybe just a little bit more of this, we can probably go back and just kind of check out the different POVs. I definitely want to see what ATP is up to as well, on top of what Snazzy was doing, because you're right, Snazzy did have full comms. It's always great to hear full comms.
Yep. If you're not familiar with Snazzy, I mean, they are one half of the team both teams are running, as the last raid, it's not the Epic raid, but the last raid, Desert Perpetual, they were world's first one. So here we are seeing shield breaks. So what you're going to notice, Evan, I think, and this is probably going to be more prevalent dungeon-wise, even more than raids. The second one discovery gets made, it feels like the discovery's everywhere.
Exactly.
Right? 1 second we see special hero, and then the next, I feel like everybody's breaking shields.
I do find it very funny that probably the biggest thing that's killing them right now is Cabal drop pods. Although the walkers are doing some damage.
Yeah, they are beefy.
Contest walkers is not something I was really ready for.
Card?
No, the behemoths are very scary. And I remember doing the campaign; they were very, very scary. So, Llama, again, with Team Wordle and 3, is definitely looking to make a huge push and a huge potential climb to their world's first hopes and dreams. Like, they were very, very close on Epic Desert Perpetual, and they were making really good strides on regular Desert Perpetual contests. So, what are we going to see today?
Well, so far what we're seeing is, I would say, some decent strides here at the beginning. I mean, they're breaking shields. I think the biggest thing next is going to be once all of these Cabal shielded boys are down, what does that mean? Because you do still see a few other shielded ones across the map. We haven't seen a team, at least yet, take all of them down. But they only have a few left here, guys. So maybe we see some progress here. And also, if you notice, guys, once they're breaking the shield and killing the Cabal, those taken checkpoints, let's just keep calling them because we're just calling them so far.
Yep.
Those are spawning
They
on the
definitely
ground after they're being killed.
And does that walker? No. It kind of looked a little bit more dangerous, but it definitely feels like the enemies are ramping up. And that was one of the biggest compliments of Renegades was the enemy density. And we're already seeing in the dungeon, doing this solo is going to be fun. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
So here we are, another one going down here. They can't have very many left. They've taken down quite a few. I do see a couple more here.
And
this might be the last.
I'm not going to be the one to say it because I like how you said might, by the way. That's good.
Yeah,
that's experience in casting right there.
So another big boy down. They do have 48 seconds left before the enrage. So let's see if maybe now that they've killed, at least it seems like the bulk of the shielded Cabal, maybe after they kill this mech, maybe they'll be...
Maybe this is a situation to clear out every single enemy. Maybe there's the one Scion a mile away. Oh, there's another one. Another mech coming in.
I mean, it feels like they've made such good strides, but if they tap out on DPS,
well, it's potential. I think they can do this. They got 20 seconds. They got 20 seconds. And, I mean, it's still going to be that little Scion, I'm telling you. That little Scion might cause them bigger issues.
They are getting sniped from across the map. You're not wrong there.
And they cleared it.
New objective.
They cleared it. Wordle in 3
there
is through, and we're getting word that ATP is also through. So let's bring ATP and Wordle in 3 right to you as soon as we can.
So right around 9:19, so 19 minutes in, that first little encounter completed from ATP and Llama as well. So that's where we know. Obviously, there could be a couple other ones as well, but these are the ones we know. Also, are they teleporting in? They did go inside the ship, and there's a cutscene happening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
What? Oh, we're leaving.
Into the another ship.
Wait, we're leaving?
Yes, we're going into space. And here we go. Okay.
Wait, whoa.
Cutscene after the first little part here. Here we go.
Break the mold. CB, I want to point out that was 20 minutes to get through the very first encounter, by the way. Just want to point that out for everybody at home who's maybe tracking each encounters. Let's go ahead and get a duo of Llama and ATP, please, as soon as we can. Obviously, guys, there it is. We're seeing ATP just a little bit ahead, just a tad ahead. If we can maybe get audio, maybe ATP's talking to his team. I don't know. Let's hear what ATP's up to.
The Imperium pilots activating their NLS drive.
Honor already talking.
Necessary action in retrieving that dossier.
I mean, I think it's already a mold-breaking feeling when we're jumping from one planet to another ship in the same dungeon with a full cutscene to bring us there.
That is true, because even thinking about dungeons in general, because I know that we've gotten two different things. We've gotten pre-raid cutscenes, like that's not like, I know one that's like always been super notable to me has always been Leviathan. We've also had pre-boss cutscenes, but I'm trying to think of like in between encounter cutscenes, like especially dungeon wise, because like I remember, like I said, pre-boss cutscenes. I mean, some that I think about are things like Argos. I mean, there's a lot that I can think of that way. Even you can think of even on a lesser note, like things like even Nezia's first time.
Whoa.
This is interesting. Can we go full cam on ATP real quick for a quick moment here? Because what in the world is going on there?
I wish that I knew. What does this remind you of, CB? Like just little hints of it.
Man,
it reminds me of what Lodi and what we had gotten the interview with Tom Farnsworth of actually Homecoming. It kind of reminds me of invading that ship in Homecoming.
Yeah, in some ways, okay. And here we are. We'll have that up in 1 second. I think that ATP stream's just loading, so that'll be up here in just a moment.
In the meantime, maybe we can go down to Llama.
Yeah, because I do think that might be on.
I think that's
ATP's
possibly. End. Yeah.
So hopefully they'll be able to get that sorted, guys. The second that that's sorted, we'll get them back up. For now, maybe we'll full cam on Llama. Let's hope that he gets back up here in a moment. It does look like maybe that was on his stream side. So we'll check back in on ATP here in a moment.
Definitely. And while we're looking at it, we're in the exact same room now. So Llama fully there at the exact same spot, it feels like. And a lot of exploring the ship, kind of figuring out the secrets, what's going on through here. Maybe we're like stowaways, right?
Yeah.
We're kind of following in that Star Wars theme, right?
Right.
We're stowaways on the ship. We need to find our way out of here, escape. All right, and we're also getting word that maybe Elysium has cleared as well.
So I think that the floodgates are probably going to open, especially on this first encounter. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to catch up. And it does look like, let's go back to full cam on ATP now that the stream is up, because they are just a little bit ahead of Llama.
Okay, and we are seeing now ATP moving through the ship with OnPam and Husk.
Yeah, I guess my Twitch stream went down. Whoops. Good thing OnPam's streaming, because we would, even if we won, we would have immediately been disqualified.
Okay, so it did, from what I heard correctly, so now we also have OnPam up as well.
OnPam up as
All right,
well.
perfect. So just know this same team, guys. So yeah, thank God they have multiple people streaming. And yeah, we'll see if this leads to a boss or ultimately where we're headed right now. This is OnPam, ATP, and Husk.
And do you see that on the top left? It says NLS exposure. I wonder if that's going to be a mechanic going into this next encounter, where there's essentially, hey, you're out in space, like you can't be exposed to this, and you just end up wiping when it hits times 10. I wonder if we're going to see that in the next encounter.
You're not wrong, Evan, and there are two different things too. With not seeing as much of the buffs on the first part of that first encounter, I almost do wonder if that was anything that we were even seeing already. Like, that could already not be new to these racers.
True.
Could be new to us, but possibly something that they've already seen.
And we're already going, I mean, the ship kind of is looking a little bit different now that they're headed down here. And it looks like ATP might be getting sucked into space.
It's going to be interesting what the premise is as we continue to progress through this ship. Are we trying to go in and disarm this ship? Is this something that we're going to take over and maybe fly it ourselves? Like, what are we doing in here? It's going to be interesting to see.
No, you're right.
As we dive in, where are we going? And
You're
where are
right,
we doing?
and I think all of us are collectively a little confused in terms of what we're looking at and how we go about the ship. Is it like you said, exploring? Does it kind of feel like being in that underbelly? Does it feel like
Evan,
whoa?
Not to jump in,
I saw,
but we are ATP getting onto his loadout and getting ready, ladies and gentlemen.
It says defeat Harrow.
Oh,
Dredgen Apprentice.
Yep.
25 minutes into
and we
the
are
dungeon.
already there.
And we are.
Yep.
Whoa!
Oh! Double blades! Oh! Coming in lightsaber battle. Wait, and here we have Harrow, Dredgen Apprentice. So we are going to be fighting an apprentice. So we'll have to figure out first how to break that shield. Second, maybe how to deflect the lightsabers. This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Okay. I gotta say, that entrance, that was
oh my gosh, that was
one
crazy.
pretty hard.
And guys, so this is the first boss, Harrow Dredgen Apprentice. So we already see ATP got into his actual, boss encounter loadout. We see that he had Fortune's Favor on too. That new Hunter exotic. I don't know if you guys have been getting some use out of that. I know for me, I've been definitely jetpacking around on my good old Titan, but it's cool to see some of the newer exotics getting used.
Definitely, CB, definitely. And I mean, ATP's always finding the most kind of like, I guess what you could say, like different, lucrative, whatever kind of word you want to use to describe it. Just always a different build.
Right.
Always using something that feels a little off meta, but then is secretly the meta.
Yeah. And so the interesting thing too, Evan, so I don't know if you noticed, but there were some of those, once again, taken either drops or checkpoints or whatever we're going to continue to call them. It is interesting too how it looks like when you go over them, it kind of almost makes it, here, watch this. And so I'm
Shadow Novice on the top.
Exactly. And so the big question is, so I'm assuming they were already getting that when they were in the Sparrow part. So what do they do with it? Maybe they can, I don't know if I'd want to punch that apprentice. Lightsabers.
I'm good off of punching.
I don't think I'm punching him. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm probably not punching him.
Definitely not punching the apprentice, but you're already seeing the meter is full. He is an apprentice now.
So the big question, ladies and gentlemen,
ATP is an apprentice.
You're not wrong. The big question is, do we see any Praxic Blaze? Do you maybe try to test his skills with the lightsaber?
Whoa, it looks like he's trying to test his skills against an engine? Something
We've
was
seen some Bastion usage
something
too.
kind of had like a taken effect around it.
Yep.
maybe we see that. It's hard to tell. And here's another one.
Yeah, there are these,
and they're trying to just, I guess, it looks like maybe activate all of them, and then something happens. And
something's about to
ATP
happen
might
in 2
go
seconds and
down.
Wait.
Oh,
the timer did go away.
Timer went away.
So maybe not a death timer could be possible, or maybe he solved something. One of the two. Either they did do something.
I kind of think
in
a death
time.
timer is just not a thing with that. I think you just lose the buff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think it's just you have your time because you see it again. We do have Shadow Novice.
Definitely. And we're kind of seeing that build. And man, if this is the music for this encounter, this is crazy.
It is crazy.
And again, like this area, it reminds me obviously of these Cabal locations that we've kind of seen before, but in this like really cool new introduction way. Like it reminds me of, actually funny enough, what was the PvP map called? It just reminds me a little bit of that.
Which one from where?
The circular PvP map that was
Oh my gosh, I know exactly what you're talking about, but man,
it stumped me.
I was like OG. But I remember getting heavy from that spawn was always crazy. And then you'd also kind of go around the edge, and people would already have their sniper already kind of fixed out. And that was brutal.
And we're actually seeing Bastion, which I found very interesting. I would have to guess it's just because Bastion does a ton of burst damage right up close to anything in front of you, and maybe ATP is also solving mechanics here.
Funny enough, guys, I'm not even talking about Firebase Delphi, but that is also a banger. Another thing I want to bring everybody's attention to in chat is take a look at the left side of that health bar. Take a look at the left side of that health bar. There is some sort of final stand or final tick. Take a look at that.
I don't know if I agree with you. I don't know if you got to take a look because the boss I think was invisible. Following them around while invisible. Emergency subsystem active. So it looks like they are fully activating, and it feels like the boss might be following them around while also being invisible to each of these rooms.
I'm wondering what is the implications of hitting those different, let's just call them panels. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we learned. Oh. Okay, we learned the implication is you're dead.
The implication.
Oh my gosh! Holy cow! Let's go ahead and let's actually take a look at this intro scene one more time for the people at home who didn't get to see it the first time.
I hope it happens again.
I hope it's an every time thing. I do. So we'll go ahead and then we'll zoom out. But I do definitely want to start off by anybody that's just now tuning in. You're in for a treat with this intro scene if they show it again.
Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go.
That's insane.
That is pretty cool.
I
can get down with that. CB, I can
a Cabal with 2 lightsabers.
A Cabal with 2 lightsabers, definitely.
Welcome to Dungeon Zone.
Welcome to Dungeon Zone, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, while they're doing this, maybe we can also see what some other teams are doing since they're at the beginning of this encounter. And it looks like we're seeing quite a few teams.
And then take a look, ZCP, like we said, going to be a very notable team.
ZCP is also
there as well. So we are seeing at least, it looks like from the top left, our current champions, Mario, Luigi, and Biggs. They're also there.
Looks like Salt is there, our previous champions from a zone of some kind, Epic Desert Perpetual. And then, look on the top right,
we have
our champions from Desert Perpetual.
I mean, we have everybody there. It's crazy.
Definitely a big surprise that we're seeing the teams that have just won World's First also in the lead right here.
And then, as we talked about earlier, our breakout team from both Desert Perpetual and Epic with Llama and the rest of Wordle and 3 also there early. So, I mean, this is going to be really interesting. I'm thinking what we do here, let's take a close shot in on Snazzy, only because we're going to get comms and we'll get the buffs. I think that would be where we're going to get the most information here early.
Definitely.
So let's take a quick look here and let's get some audio on Snazzy.
And it looks like that's already been, well, maybe he needs to be maybe he needs to become an apprentice really quickly, but Snazzy.
Where are the things in this room?
Yeah, you can hear.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm tripping, but I feel like the first time I activated all 3 of mine, like they glowed before I did it. I tripping on that?
It's me, but we got 3 people. We just, we could probably just.
So it said that he activated his first 3 and they started to glow when he did that. And now you can kind of see the effect appearing, like
when
he
you hit
is
them, they make
blasting
a
Taken.
noise. I wonder if like there's like an order somehow.
However, I do
or,
agree
like,
with him that I think there's an order, and I think the only reason that Haro even appeared, which by the way, Bife did talk
novice,
about
you have to
Haro.
be
He
masked.
did.
The other two in
But
this room.
the order that they appeared,
Okay.
I almost wonder if there is an ordering to
That
how you're
makes
supposed to
sense.
hit them.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, and
What
Ham
it
is
what
doing
it
them, they're
what it would
activating.
kind of feel reminiscent of
Yep.
would
I'm
be
gonna go
our
become an
first contest
apprentice.
dungeon zone that we did together when the different, let's call them panels again,
Oh,
in the
man.
servitor rooms,
Yeah.
for Vesper's host. And obviously that was a very tough one to try to sit there and understand what's going on when everything was blurred with what was going down.
I'm an
But
apprentice.
now looking back, kind of gives me a little bit of that feel too with the panels on walls.
Oh, definitely. And I think the only thing that's missing
and get
here
ready for the
is just
fuses.
it was pretty obvious when we were
Yep.
seeing
Again, there's a
the panels
bunch of them
different
fucking
scanner and
things.
ops,
There's
and
a
you just kinda
bunch of
knew,
them.
all right, yeah, like
I'm
we have
breaking
to
the
shoot these
fuses are
panels.
opening up
What
the
is the
ground.
ordering
Look,
here?
look,
Is
the
there an
platform
order? Is
just
there
opened
just a
up
switch
underneath.
they need to find somewhere that's going to allow them to hit all of them at once? Those are the questions that they have to be asking themselves.
Okay.
And
keep activating the things.
I
yeah?
think what we probably can do is pull us out of here just so we can see what some of the other teams are doing as well. And it looks like Salt is actually, let's go full screen.
Yeah,
to
we're gonna
Salt.
go full
and
screen
actually
on Elise.
ATP,
Oh, wait,
ATP
here
is
we
doing
go.
damage.
Even more on to ATP. They're
ATP
already
is doing
a deep
damage on the
phase.
bottom right hand corner of your
I
screen.
just died. Fuck.
Holy cow! We are moving
Wait,
quickly,
the fuse
guys.
things
That'll be
are-
up
the
here in a
fuses are
moment.
destroyed
So-
And
already.
the shield is back up already. So, Salt.
Now
Let's
we're
go to
gonna
Salt.
damage phase
Let's
of
go to Salt. I'm so sorry, production. We
There
need
we
to go
go.
full screen to
This is
Salt.
right now
Here
the
comes the
lead.
damage.
Here we
Let's
go.
see
We're
it.
seeing hammers out, tractor out as well.
Tractors out,
So we're
hammers
seeing
out,
Hammer
shotguns out, 1-2 punching his way
still
through.
on the trusty Titan from Salt. We do
It
see that
looks
very
like-
often.
It looks like maybe. Oh, is that the exotic axe from Vile?
Hey, we're seeing
That's
quite
the
a-
axe?
Okay,
That's the axe.
beautiful here.
That's cool to see that getting used. And Tractor's back on, and the shield is back up.
Right.
And once again, I want to just stress, this is about the same damage ATP was doing. So if that is a full phase of damage and not a, all right, take a break, now do more damage, and that's a complete one phase, then that ain't going to cut it, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to need to be a lot more damage than that.
Right, because keep in mind, guys, this is a contest dungeon, so you don't just get 10,000 phases to do this.
And let's go full screen to Snazzy while CB, I'm going to let you finish that, but let's go full screen to Snazzy since that shield is about to go down as well.
So I think, once again, as I mentioned, guys, the information is flowing.
It
and
is.
teams, the second one team gets, some knowledge, everybody has that knowledge. And so we are going to see another damage phase here in a
This
moment,
guy
as Evan
hurts.
mentioned. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, I mean, this is a crazy start here.
Definitely, CB. And again, everybody, we're so thankful that you're here watching this with us, being a part of this moment. We're watching
like
history unfold,
another
and
way
it
to
is
turn
exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be
like the
interesting, too, to
last
see, ladies and gentlemen, what type of damage strats we see get used. I mean, as Evan mentioned,
I
we saw the
activated one of
axe.
the
I
things
mean,
and that
we're
turned
seeing
on.
tractor. We're seeing hammers get thrown. What else might we see soon? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what damage
I lost
strats
my
people decide to
apprentice.
use for this boss.
Snazzy said that he activated one of those things and it turned on, but he did lose his buff. What is he referring to the things? The ones that are covered in Taken or the ones that are just not? And now it's
So
damage.
they did get the damage. So here we go. We just see Prismatic popping it out. We see T-Crash this time for the
T-Crash
first
ready
time.
to go.
So we see
Mint all the way out
Mint
for
out,
him.
which is not a surprise. We
Not a
very
big surprise
much were
on Mint.
expecting that.
Prismatic Titan, Consecration Titan. Here comes another nade, more than likely. There it is. And we're seeing what? It looks like one
You guys have
hunter,
Gathering
maybe
Shadow right
one
now, or
warlock.
is
It's
that just
really
me?
hard to tell what
I'm
Soken and Ham are running, but I don't think either of them are running Titan.
Right, and then the thing to keep in mind here is, remember, guys, I mean, this team is a team that really prides itself, and I know that they're still learning, but I mean, they
Kill
are
the boss.
very good at damage and very good at solo activities, and it lended itself to their success when it came to Desert Perpetual.
And there
once
goes
they-
Soken and Snazzy.
all three of them.
All three of them.
But yeah, so once they figure out what needs to
I'm
be
doing
done
good
with
stretch
damage,
stuff here,
we'll definitely need to keep track of them. But let's go ahead and zoom out here, as I'm sure the floodgates are about to open wide.
Definitely. I
Double mint,
am very
right?
interested to see
Finalities?
kind of what
default loadout here.
what will, and we're seeing
I hate
ATP
that
has
I'm
the
gonna say
axe
this,
as well,
but
ready
I
to
feel like
go.
this boss
If you guys
probably
didn't
good
get the
against
axe for
swords-
yourself,
good against
I believe you
this
can still
boss.
claim it. So
Yeah,
you know, maybe get in there, go get it, run some Ashen Iron, and go do your mission.
Yeah, we
With that being
we
said,
decided
guys,
not
I
to
mean,
do that.
The
Told you
big
that was a
thing
bad
now
idea.
is going to be two things. One, doing enough damage, because remember, this is not going to be a traditional dungeon where, let's think about something like Ghost of the Deep, when I watch people do their Ghost of the Deep solos, that's an endurance test. You might do 10 runs. You might do 10 rotations, 5 rotations, 7 rotations. You don't get that on contests. On contests, you get a few rotations, and then they're sending you to the shadow rounds.
On contests, yes, exactly. And so we can also see one of the little details that I want to point out. If you look on Salt's screen, his grenade has been replaced with this ability. So the ability is not necessarily just a melee. I think it's kind of a taken blast that has a little bit more range than that. But yeah, it replaces your grenade fully. So that's
feels
already
very
a
reminiscent of some of the OG days of almost like Last Wish.
It definitely does. It feels almost like a relic that you have to build all the way up to. It doesn't impact the rest of your gameplay the way a relic normally would. It's kind of a hybrid. And we saw Salt was looking at the boss being invis again.
What do you do when you get the crease?
I want to catch it when hopefully you get to see it perfectly, but the boss is walking around invis time to time.
And I do almost wonder if it's like invis are almost even more so like that, like taken blight energy.
Maybe.
Think about like when you get torn into the void, like in something like the Kingsfold Daughters encounter, and the way you kind of are when you're torn. Like it almost gives me like that vibe with the Taken.
Definitely. And
I don't have a Prentice
the boss fell down the hole. I'm not sure if that's what he normally does. I have no clue.
Him off the cliff.
Anything could happen, but I think the boss just jumped right into the hole. And we are also getting Aegis up as well. So it looks like we have quite a few different POVs. You see on the top left, Salta Greppo from Elysium. You're seeing Aegis on the top right. You're seeing Snazzy on the bottom left from Team Nuts. And we're seeing ATP on the bottom right. So again, these are who we believe is your leaders right now. There's going to be a lot of teams that are getting here, but just giving you the heads up.
Yes, floodgates are going to be opening very, very fast.
Oh.
No.
And so we're already just saw Snazzy went down. I heard Ham say no. And we're seeing damage from Salta Greppo right now.
Let's go full screen there.
The boss's Praxic Blade cannot stop Team Elysium because the damage is already better than last time, it looks like. Just a little bit. Maybe they're not happy with that, but CB, in my opinion, you got to continue this and just see. Maybe this isn't the full damage phase either. Because we know Elysium can do some damage. We know they're gamers. And they got that damage in them.
The thing to keep in mind, too, I'm just going to keep harping on it. If they do get to the end of the damage, what is that last little tick of health? Is that he grabs a third lightsaber?
He grabs a third Praxic Blade.
Is that when you have to have a lightsaber duel with him? What is it? What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't
either.
I don't know. But maybe that's how you get the Dark Praxic Blade.
Hey,
maybe that's how you get the Dark Crystal. Who knows? Maybe you got to 1v1 the boss.
I wish. Honestly, that would have been
dual blade versus single blade.
They did tell us how it happens on the 12th, but that would have been cool. But with that being said, thank you guys for all the support on both sides too. While we are watching Elysium kind of get ready for hopefully a second phase, which would be really cool. Zach, thank you for that membership on the YouTube side. Thank you for the Twitch subs as well.
Thank you guys for all the
support. We appreciate all the support as always. It means the world and just goes towards more dungeon zones and raid zones and zombie zones and all of the different zones. And we just appreciate you guys being a part of it. So thank you.
Definitely. And I definitely want to compliment the fact that the boss rocking 2 Praxic Blades is not something that I expected.
That was insane. I am seeing a way I thought they weren't able to hide their buffs. There are certain areas that Bungie has allowed for
every single thing.
And so we did show that in the pre-show. It's that top side, the left side, and where the webcam is. Those are allowed.
Exactly.
Nothing not allowed is happening.
Exactly. And let's go ahead and pull us out of here since it looks like Salt just wiped there. We're seeing, I'm also seeing ZCP is definitely making progress as well, but it's hard to tell who's actually in a lead. ATP is doing damage on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Maybe let's go down to ATP.
Agreed. And then we'll also keep a close eye on Mario Monkey as well, as they're also getting very close to a first damage phase. We are seeing damage start to be slightly better. I know it's still in perspective. Slightly, like we got to keep it in perspective, but they are making progress.
I think they're missing something there.
I agree. To keep it going, maybe almost.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And one thing, ladies and gentlemen, too, as we zoom out too, one of the things that we have added to Dungeon Zone and Raid Zone in general is being able to kind of give you recaps on when certain encounters have been cleared in the past and also the times of those as well. So just to keep in mind, the first encounter, Barant Imperium Forces, as you can see on the screen, was cleared at 9:19 a.m. Pacific. So the first encounter took 19 minutes, and we will keep you guys posted on the next one. So we'll go back into the action.
Wow.
We'll be keeping you guys in the action with
Wow.
that as we go.
And again, we don't know how many encounters. We just have like a rough estimate. So what you saw there is what we have so far in progress. We will update it if the dungeon ends earlier or if it goes much longer. If there's 20 encounters, we'll update it to that as well. So we'll keep you guys in the loop fully. And speaking of keeping everybody in the loop, I also want to say, again, !Discord. If you're watching the stream, you can go and check out the official Raid Zone, Dungeon Zone, Zombie Zone, Zone Discord, where essentially we'll have updates in real time as to what our best guesses are on how to solve the encounters, what is meta, what teams are doing, the full discussion. !Discord. Make sure you click the link and join up in there.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Evan, as I'm looking at the different areas of the stream.
Snazzy is doing
it does look
damage.
like Snazzy. You took the words out of my mouth. Let's go ahead and go to the top right. We're going to go to Team Nuts. Snazzy's in the middle of a damage phase, and let's see how they do. I do see Ment out. We'll see if he's still on T-Crush. I believe he was on T-Crush that first damage phase that he did. Let's see where they go here.
Definitely. And I think, because get ready, because here it comes. The boss is about to do.
Yeah, we're fine, guys. We'll be
I
fine.
want to say it's
the
most,
shield up.
Yes, and that's the most
I think
damage
if
we've
you, like,
seen
you
in my
have surge, I
opinion.
think
Just
it'll be fine,
slightly,
no?
just
Like-
keep track of the letters. It's a little bit past the T. We did see Finality's
we should just
Augur
keep
out there
going,
as
no?
well.
I don't think we made any orbs in this room.
But you already
Also,
saw the boss came back
let's
out.
just put it this way. I not
And
saw
so that
myself,
just
and then the
tells
damage
me,
immediately
sure, it's
ended,
like
so there was no
Haro
reason to do that.
recovers
Now
the
I have
shield, but it's like there has to be a way to extend this, because otherwise that damage is not just brutal. That damage,
taking things and it just.
I'm not
like,
putting
it
it past racers to not have that
Oh
figured
my
out,
God, I
but
don't have a fucking ammo and any guns.
it's going to
Here we
take
go,
a
start
long
ready.
time for them to
Let's
figure
go,
that one
let's
out
go,
if there's a
let's
lot
go,
more
let's go,
damage
let's
needed.
go.
So let's go
All right,
ahead and bring us out of
All
here
right,
just
come
for
on,
now,
let's just
since they're
clear
trying to
that,
figure
guys.
out
Let's
some
just
stuff.
clear right here.
And we can check in on some other teams that are potentially about to do some damage. Looks like quite a few teams.
I would say our world's first winner of Spyro the Watcher, T-Storm, is actually doing some damage. Let's go to the bottom right-hand corner.
And
we'll
check
go
in
ahead
on
and full
T-Storm.
screen there. For anybody who wasn't here for the pre-show, that was T-Storm, Flarps, and Artsy. This is a very, very decorated team. T-Storm, like I said, Spyro the Watcher, world's first, the fastest clear dungeon race of all time is who we're watching right now from T-Storm.
Definitely. And here comes the axe ready to go on Haro. And I want to see some big chunks of damage. I definitely feel like, see, right there wasn't great damage.
I do agree. It feels like there might be some extend. But
somewhere.
You just never know. It's going to be something that I think is going to challenge a lot of our racers. And, we'll go ahead and unfull screen as it looks like. I don't know if they're going to continue that one.
Because if you could get a double of what they're doing right now, even if they're not, even if they had a damage phase just like T-Storm, if you get a double of that, then that's still a 3 phase. It feels like there's a double extend, and we're seeing Salt is doing damage
want to
on the
go to
top middle of
Elysium.
the screen.
Let's go there now.
Elysium is doing damage, and Mork is about to begin damage as well on the middle left of your screen.
Right.
But let's go full screen to Elysium just for now.
And so we still do have, I believe he was doing hammers. He's doing tractors. I just maybe jinxed me. He did lose his hammer for a quick second. He's got tractor out. He's shotgunning. And so we are seeing some good damage here, well past the T. This is better than the last one that we saw, but the big question is going to be, is that enough? Is there anything they can do to extend?
There's a world where that's enough for me, CB. I do think it's possible.
Agree that it's close in 3. I think we stay here.
And honestly, as long as they can get away from the boss, maybe they can. Okay, looks like they lived. Like they lived. All you have to do is just not be anywhere near, and you should be fine. And I wonder if this is kind of a ramp up where it's like, okay, the second time around, now you get a longer damage phase. Curious to see. Maybe that's a little mold break change.
Right.
Okay, and I'm seeing a lot of people in chat say the generators are definitely an extension of damage. Until we kind of have people who are on our team going in and testing these things, definitely want to make sure that
before we
that's
just
not
jump,
just
you don't
misinformation.
want to jump the gun. But that being said, we'll go ahead and on full screen for a moment just to get ready to see if there's any other teams. Because the only other team that I think I noticed was Llama's team, who was also continuing to go into a second, as well as Mork's team as well. So let's just keep it unzoomed for a quick moment here, and we're going to bring you into the next damage phase. Actually, we're seeing no, we just saw a finished phase already from Aegis. So we'll keep you guys zoomed out. The next
Llama looks like is about to start a second damage phase.
Yes, I
Middle
agree.
right.
And then also ATP on the bottom left is starting their first.
Okay, and we're also getting word that
we are.
Yeah. Oh my
Mario.
goodness. Look at Mario on the top left.
We're gonna go ahead and go to the current champion, Mario, Luigi, and Biggs. As
Look
they are
at that
between
damage.
the R and the E. Oh my lord!
Okay, so they figured out whatever damage they needed to figure out there.
Yes, they did, ladies and gentlemen. This is a team here. I mean, as you can see, Team Tommy, as they have on the top. We got Mario, Luigi, we got Biggs. We interviewed them earlier. If you were a part of the pre-show,
Let's see if Biggs' name is now Donkey Kong. I'm curious.
Don't
no,
know
I
if
see
we're gonna-
Luigi there. Hold on.
Yeah.
No, he's still Biggs. No. Well, Biggs, you're Donkey Kong in our heart. And it looks like they're kind of getting everything set up to begin that second damage phase. If this team can do that damage again, I think, CB, we might, not trying to cast your, we might be in for a good one here. And I think it's potentially, maybe, possibly might be clearable.
Using a lot of not definites and using mites and trying to make sure you don't cast your curse.
No caster cursing over here.
To that, I would say I respect that. And so I believe we may be seeing here a second phase here in a moment.
Definitely.
So we are seeing, also
Get
the
everybody in
generator
position.
kind of breaks.
Bring the boss over. Maybe get him to jump in. There he goes.
Falls in.
And then get ready
Go ahead,
for damage.
Swap. So we're seeing a lot of different things now. Seeing Choir, just a bunch of different here.
That's actually very cool. You have to use the ship against Haro and have Haro fall in the hole
to take down that
to
shield.
take down the shield. And
I
maybe
would
there's
assume
one
yes,
more.
there's three. Yeah, it goes in third. So 3 falls to break.
So then that idea that Chat was saying earlier about maybe it's the generator to extend damage, it kind of feels like the generator is to start damage. Because look, they're already bringing Haro into the corner to the right of Mario. I wish that Mario could kind of turn there. Yeah, you're already seeing they're baiting Haro as best they can.
And remember, if you guys are just joining from home,
they don't have the res.
Do they not?
No.
So they're going to go ahead and wipe. We're going to go unzoom here because I believe that Elysium was also kind of right on their tails. So we'll see it. Oh, and we're seeing now from Llama here, we're seeing that they are a third away. So here we go. We do have, once again, as I keep mentioning, and I'm going to keep mentioning it as we continue to go, Wordle and 3, our breakout team from the last couple races on the third phase. We're going to go ahead and full scream on Llama right now. Holy cow, look at that damage.
Definitely. And CB, if they can get another clean damage phase, we're going to see what we were talking about earlier. What does that tick mean? What does that do? What kind of extra step?
That's what's about to mean. There's about to be a I'm thinking, why not a little lightsaber?
Why not? And we are 50 minutes into the dungeon race, everybody. We do have a timer on screen, so anybody who wants to keep track of how long it's been going, that question's already answered right underneath us, right underneath you guys, actually, right underneath chat.
Those are some of the quality of life changes we've continued to add, guys. Like I mentioned, we'll keep you up to date on when the encounters are being completed. Also, we even have an instant replay to show some of those earlier encounters. When we get a break in the action, we'll show you the completion of that last encounter. But right now, we're going to stay locked in on Llama. But yes, as Evan mentioned, a lot of different things we're trying to make sure kind of help you guys to stay in the action. Right now, 51 minutes, 19 seconds.
Okay, and we are getting ready for... Oh, there goes the shield. There goes part of it. And here comes part 2.
And the second one when they can drop them in.
And
my money's still on a Praxic Blade ending. That's what my money's on.
A little Praxic Blade ending.
That's
Why
what
not?
it's on.
Live a little Praxic Blade. Okay, they're getting ready in position. And okay, bait him over.
One more fall.
Bait him over. I think it's got to be into the shock here, right?
You would think so, but let's see.
Looks like
one more damage. They're close.
Looks like they're
trying to bait him into it.
I don't know how you even bait him into this. How do you bait him into this?
I wish I had the answer for you, Evan. Maybe you'd tell him that.
Maybe put a piece of cheese over there.
So I was say, or tell him that there's more power that he can draw.
I guess it's. kind of in an awkward.
Oh man,
that's an awkward.
I also
angle.
wonder, do they have unlimited time at this? Are they going to run out of time? They don't.
Based on dungeons, without this encounter does not have a timer. So
Yeah, I don't even mean like that. I mean without his shield maybe going back to full. Like
Oh.
being like, you're taking too long.
Oh.
But I guess we'll see here.
Well, that would just be me.
And
And?
man, it even set up Mew when he touches it.
Oh, and it's
There-
good.
Okay,
It's
here
good.
it is. And so here we are.
Here
Prismatic
we
out.
go. Needlestorm out.
Needlestorm out.
It looked like Parasite,
was out as well. So that's what they're doing for damage
And we have
here.
Mint Retrograde,
Yep, we have
Parasite.
Mint, Parasite. And they're doing some good damage.
And
We
I
might
wonder-
be on a world first on this boss clear.
Potentially.
We'll see.
This is maybe.
Pull the Praxic
Maybe.
Blades out.
Come on, Llama. Come
Pull
on,
them
World
out.
3. There's
Wait,
a new shield.
Here we go. Like
New
I
shield.
said, Evan. Here we go. What does it mean?
Whoa.
Wait, you broke it? Wait,
Follow
you
him
chased
in
him? Chase him!
Chase him!
Don't let him escape!
No!
Don't let him escape! He's
Where is
running
he
away.
going?
The final stand, he runs. Don't play tag. Catch him.
Where did he go?
It's a game of tag.
It has to be.
Can you-
Shields down. Shields
Wait,
down.
Okay.
Damage.
All right, more damage. Parasite's out again. They swap. Mint's out. Well,
Looks like a final stand loadout is on.
Maybe it's like one where it's just like kind of a mobile. You kind of have to chase, kind of like Shirochi.
Maybe.
Here we
I
go.
think Llama's actually kind of mad. that he got-
Enraged.
Enraged.
Wait, it wasn't enough.
It's a wipe.
It wasn't enough.
Make it fall into the hole.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Okay.
He ran away.
I think Llama is very upset because he accidentally picked up more of the light and dark goop, and so he did not have a grenade there. He did not have a grenade. He just had the ability from this encounter. But we just saw our final stand on what we believe is encounter 2, 54 minutes into the race. And we are going to see maybe more teams catch up as we should go down to ATP, going into potential damage phase number 3.
Oh
Let's
my.
go.
Here we
Stay
go.
with
We
me,
are
CB.
already on
Stay
the-
with me,
it's
ladies and
already
gentlemen. Stay
time.
with me right here.
Here we go.
It's time.
This is the beauty of Dungeon Race.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. This is great.
You remember how I said, well, how Lodi said, actually. I channeled Lodi for this thing.
Yes.
Lodi did say that he would love to see a giant Praxic Blade as a boss fight, or a Praxic Blade being involved at the very least. I count this boss pretty big. You got 2 Praxic Blades.
Oh, that was not what I was expecting. He broke through the door and started running.
Definitely.
Oh my. That was a moment there. That's something that I definitely will not forget. And we will see if ATP, if they can maybe be the first to maybe break out ahead here.
Definitely. And I wonder, I think this is their 3rd damage phase. This would be crazy if this was their 2nd one.
I would assume this is 3rd.
This has got to be 3rd.
Yeah.
With that said, the optimizations of damage come in very handily in moments like this, because if you think about it, if this was, let's say, a 2nd damage phase and not a 3rd, then you can kind of plan for a final stand only attempt, and the next thing you know, you're kind of ready to go.
So the thing that I want to turn your attention to, Evan, is that the way they took the damage that first time was actually having, I'm just going to call it the Atheon strat of having them fall into the cliff. So was it only the 3rd one where they did the electric?
Yes.
Did it close on the second?
They do 2 in the hole.
2 and then 1
2
in the
hole
electric.
and
So
1
you
in the
guys
electric.
know. So 2 in the hole, 1 in the electric, just to make sure we're all following it as it's going. So that's what's going on right now. I just want to keep you guys kind of in the action and kind of in the know.
And they're going to break this other one on the wall right next to ATP. Once they clear out some ads, clearly they want some more ammo. They probably have already heard the call that the final stand works that way.
Passes fast.
Information
Every
flows.
team knows now. So now the big question is,
every single team knows what is going on with that final stand now, like you just said. ATP's getting the ammo ready. He knows what's at stake here. Maybe he can get to the next encounter first, like typical ATP fashion.
yeah, at least as far as we know, he was the first to break through that first encounter, and it could be the first again.
Definitely. Okay, and we're also going to kind of do a little duo camp here.
Yes, we
because-
are.
Whoa!
Actually, we are going to go
Whoa!
I'm thinking
this is what I was talking about. Look at where the health is. You can see the damage optimization from Elysium
my
is
gosh.
pristine. This is what this
Holy
team does.
cow. But
if they can't get to that crack before to get to the final stand, ATP, they still could. This could still be theirs. Like,
absolutely,
they still have plenty of time.
It's still very possible. And I want to say this: it's a dungeon, so you're not necessarily pressured by that timer. As we saw with Llama's POV, they had a lot of time to bring the boss into that third shield break, and ATP is going to prep that third shield break
Only
right now.
one left.
There is
So,
only
ladies
one.
and gentlemen, I do think even though Salt's damage is insane, I think we're going to see final stand first here from Team ATP here. So let's go ahead and get locked in there, as I believe we're getting very close. And remember, that is ATP, On Pam, and Husk. So Team ATP, On Pam, Husk, all three of them.
And you can see that generator is on. It is active for ATP. They could, like you said, CB, they could get the damage faster and beat out Elysium for that first through this encounter. And there goes the
I would
boss
like to
right
full
into
screen
it. Here comes
ATP,
damage.
full screen
Let's go full
ATP.
screen ATP just for the moment. Here we
Can
go.
they
We
get
have
the
the
damage?
Actis out. The
Burning.
bit rate is dying
We got-
because the Actis
The
are out in
Actis are
full
out.
speed. Oh, there's too many pixels on the screen.
If you didn't know better, if you were looking at a different year, you'd almost think it's burning Maul the way that those things are booming and the
this is
fire
gonna
is
be close.
burning.
This is
Here
gonna
we
be
go.
close.
This is going to be very, very close.
Down to the wire.
And I believe that they're going to get it with the...
They just got it. They got it, and they're ready. The calm was already
They already
heard.
know.
They're following him. They're on his booty. They're on his
debuffing
booty.
him. You see, they're already debuffing him. So here we
Get
go.
off of Harrow's booty. You got to go chase him.
And he's running. Here we go. He does jump across. Are they ready to
Speed
fight him?
ahead. Take
Do
out the
not-
Centurions.
The
Take-
shield, as you can see, is going
Here
down.
comes Tether.
Here's the
Here
final fight.
comes final stand.
Will they have enough damage?
We're going
We
to
will see. It's
Come
so
on.
crazy. These axes are out. Here we go. Fire is burning.
And here comes the damage rotation.
I think they. Oh, it's gonna be
CB,
close. I don't want to cap
CB.
it. Maybe
They got
do.
it! They got it! 59
Oh.
minutes and 40 seconds in. ATP
Just under an
and
hour.
On Pam just under 1 hour have beaten the second encounter. We
Holy
will get
cow.
a graphic ready.
Yes, we will.
59:40 was the clear time.
Oh my gosh. 59 minutes, just under an hour. Let's stay right here. As where are we going next?
I don't know.
I don't either. Maybe onto another ship. Maybe we fly somewhere else. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe it's another cutscene. Maybe another cutscene.
Who
To bring us
knows?
to another place.
Hey,
They're hitting the levers.
what's going on here? Doors opening. Wait, am I right?
I think.
Was I cooking? Wait, what is this?
What?
Huh? Well, that was. I don't even know. I don't.
What,
bro? It's so peaceful. Are we
I know. I feel like. I feel so.
That was
calm.
not what I was expecting.
I feel so
I was
calm.
like, yeah. I went
I'm
from being like
serene.
heart, like heart pumping to like now I'm like, you're
You know
right.
what?
It's very,
I
it's
bet-
very serene.
You know what I bet?
What's that?
And I bet Bungie's laughing right now because they probably have a good soundtrack moment here, and we're just not hearing it because ATP probably turned off the music.
So you saying we're having a deep soul lullaby?
We're
moment
having
that
a
we're
deep
not
soul
having.
lullaby that we're not having right now. That's my guess. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Maybe they wanted us to sit in silence
New
too.
objective here: infiltrate the command ship.
Infiltrate.
That
the
is
command
the
ship.
next.
So this
objective.
is another encounter, or is this just the objective?
Maybe
we have to wait for respawn restricted, and we'll
Yes,
see. Wait for
exactly.
respawn restricted. I just saw it. It's respawn restricted.
Oh,
This
my.
does count as an encounter. Normally, respawn restricted counts as an
Yeah.
encounter. And here we go. We're going to infiltrate the ship together. Okay. And one of the things that helps a lot of players, and when I was racing back in my heyday of racing, one of the things that always helped you kind of know a general idea of where to go was to look at kind of the light, the vectors, the little context clues that Bungie does such a great job of leaving in the environments. You'll notice this dark tunnel has one little lantern kind of off to the side that's glowing. It's hewing around a cavern, and you're just like, okay, I want to go check that out. And that's by design. That's not unintentional. So definitely these racers are very, very aware of that.
Now this is very interesting. I don't know if you're seeing, but definitely traversal time for sure. And so we are seeing raising platforms. On Pam, it pushed on ahead a little bit. We are seeing enemies spawning as well.
Definitely. And we're already seeing, this is really cool. This is like a giant ship bay, and they're again, they're sneaking through it.
They are. I mean, we got to infiltrate it. So go in sneaky and then I guess make a big bang wherever we end up. And CATP struggling a little bit to get through this crevice.
And I am just working on getting some updates here. As you see Husk and OnPam already moving through. ATP kind of checking out scenery. Hey, what is this Imperium guy doing here? And again, big hanger, Behemoth right there.
Yeah, I mean, we saw those at the beginning. I mean, Evan, you mentioned earlier, maybe we see a big one that ends up being a boss. Who knows?
If a Behemoth is a boss, I'll see in 7 hours.
That would be. I mean, they're
The
already
Behemoths are
they're
very
already
strong.
mean enough when they're not bosses. So I can't even imagine. So we are seeing a death there. Remember, the timer is counting down, guys. This is a respawn restricted traversal section, so they are going to need to get that res.
Definitely. And pretty consistently, we're seeing a little bit of a shakeup in how these encounters go from what I'm used to from a dungeon. Like the first encounter already involved sparrows the whole way through. It was use your sparrow, get this buff, and start working through the ads. The second encounter, we saw 2 Praxic Blades. Not one, but 2
We did see
Praxic Blades
two
on full
Praxic
display.
Blades.
And you had to use traps against the boss. So, I mean, Haro literally fell into 2 holes, ran into a generator, and then on Final Stand was like, nah, I'm out of here. Tried to run away. So, again, we're already seeing some shakeups from what I'm used to out of a dungeon.
Guys, I'm dead.
I'm excited to see what the third big shakeup we could see is. Is it traversal? Is it traversal like we've never seen before? Is it a survival section that begs for you to lose on contest? Because I promise you, that timer and that light fading, tick, 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 it is affecting them right now.
You're not wrong. And so I think what we're seeing here from at least Husk is they're just saying get as far as you can and maybe end up making it. Like who knows?
Definitely.
Like maybe you make it to a point where maybe you can turn off that timer, but they might also hit a door where everybody has to be there. You never know with, traversal. So we'll have to see what ends up happening with that. Also, guys, keep in mind, we'll get a replay up for you guys on that boss clear here in just a moment. That's coming here in a moment.
And we're also getting word that it seems like Mario, Biggs, and Luigi have also cleared second encounter.
Wow.
So we have multiple teams. So if we want to do a duo
jump
of,
off, I think so.
of Mario and ATP, could be worth pursuing.
There we go. So we do have a duo, guys. So what you're looking at on the left is the current contest
My
champions
bad,
from
team.
Sunder Doctrine. On the right, you're seeing ATP, Husk, and OnPam. And I'm sure that more teams are going to follow very soon.
I would have to think so. And I know that Elysium was right there, but we were told that they did end up wiping just on that little pixel, I believe.
Oh, man, they did.
I definitely want to see what kind of shakeup we see next for everything. I mean, genuinely everything, because we just saw ATP wiped right there, which is unfortunate, but it gives an opening for Mario, Biggs, and Luigi. And this is kind of where Mario, Biggs, and Luigi excelled in Sunder Doctrine. They took over that second encounter. They knew that they were ahead, and they went, oh, this is our time to lock in.
They never gave it back, too, and you're not wrong. And if we take a quick second, I do believe we do at least have the graphic that does have the time frame again, just to update people. We'll get that up in a moment, just so you can see. So the first encounter was defeated in 19 minutes, and now this second one done in 59 minutes total. So both within the first hour. So we can go ahead and snap back, but just to keep you guys up to date, we are 2 encounters done. 1 an encounter, 1 a boss in under an hour.
And under an hour is insane. It just goes to show how insane the racers are. Like, they have made
real
strides of progress. I mean, again, there we go. It looks like again, this section is going to be interesting to me, because what kind of shakeup is going to be here? Because this is technically an encounter, CB.
That is true. I mean, from the sense of like, I guess, because there's no rally flag at the beginning though, right?
No, but it is a full respawn
but it is a
restricted.
respawn restricted. You're not wrong on that.
And it does have an objective marker, so this
that is true.
Has some sort of routing that we're going to need to find here. We're seeing already, looks like ATP, Husk, and OnPam moving back through where they were. ATP said, hey guys, I'm sorry. I kind of fell behind. I wiped in a bad spot. You can't really come back to me, so we're just going to have to full wipe this one. And we're seeing already Team Tommy kind of also figuring out their way, where to go, kind of some of them more strategies. In the meantime, everybody, I wanted to remind you guys that we do have a Discord that is going to be updating in real time all of the encounters, kind of the what to do, best loadouts, best meta. And if you want to find some friends, again, !Discord, that's where all the zone activities are going to be going on if you're interested.
I completely agree. And I mean, whether it's been dungeon zones, raid zones, zombie zones, whatever it's been, we appreciate you guys sticking on this journey with us. It's been so much fun to see the progression of this show and to now be here in this cantina-like set here at Bungie HQ with you all. We do really appreciate it. This has been really, really fun so far, and I'm excited to see what the rest of this looks like. How many more bosses we're going to see? Is it only one more boss? We're going to see multiple bosses? Like, there's still so much up in the air.
No, definitely. I feel like we're at least due for another boss. That's just where my head is at.
Well, for sure, but
because it's got to be a giant Praxic Blade
at the end. Just a living
Praxic giant Praxic Blade at the very end. Like that's got to happen. And also just a reminder for everybody who's watching, you will get an emblem if you're watching on the Twitch side just for watching for 1 hour, as long as your Bungie account is linked to your Twitch account. On the YouTube side, CB is also giving away emblem codes like crazy. So definitely just know that this is the place if you want to catch some emblems for today.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, guys, we should here very, very soon have that that replay of the first boss kill. We'll get that up for you guys soon. We can also, while they're traversing, even show the first encounter that got cleared as well for some people that are just joining us from home as they are kind of traversing here. The first one that we got to see on our screen was from Team Wordle and 3. From back just a little bit ago. ATP, it cleared right at the same time. We weren't on the perspective when that happened, but this was the first POV that we had, at least from the show perspective, of the first encounter being cleared. ATP was just a few moments ahead from what we know, but this was the first clip we had. And then, believe it or not, they actually go into the ship and a cutscene
blasts off.
And a cutscene plays. So that's what we had going on. So we'll go ahead and snap back. But as you can see there, that leads into a cutscene, something that we very much were not prepared for.
And I hate to cut you off, CB, but I'm being told from our team that Jackery is already on the next encounter. So we're going to get Jackery pulled up.
That's where we're headed right now.
We're going to get Jackery pulled up as soon as we can. And I believe Jackery was a name that we called out. I'm just going to make sure. No, it doesn't look like it. But I am very familiar with Jackery's name, I think, from maybe the solo side. But we're going to get that up as soon as we can, guys. For now, just know that we got your best interests in mind here, and we see all these different POVs all pulled up.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, the second that's up, we'll go ahead and bring that to the forefront. It's right in the middle here. We're going to go full cam on it now. And let's take a look and see what's happening here. We'll have audio here in a second. We don't know if they have audio, so we'll see.
And this looks to be, Jackery's POV. That's a giant exhaust pipe. Jackery, Barbug, Uzi.
Yeah, this is a stacked team. I mean, we've watched all of them before.
Yes, we have. And they, again, it's kind of following suit with the other two encounters. Grab the buff, get kind of the charged up all the way, and then interact with parts of the ship all around. But I'm curious to see what happens here. And whoa, what is that? Is that the boss? Did I just say what is that?
I mean, there's no.
No, that was no. What is that?
I don't know.
That is like a wizard guardian.
But
am I crazy to think that that's a wizard guardian?
I don't know. What?
CB, that looks like a wizard and it's like blasting him through the walls.
Does that have a name?
Dredgen Seer.
Yeah.
Dredgen Seer.
Dredgen Seer. Yeah, Arc Inversion. Look at that. Holy.
That is a
Dredgen
Wait,
Seer.
hold on. Let's
back up.
Let's back up.
All right.
Let's back up.
Okay.
Okay, so Dredgen Seer is a warlock wizard. Is it a guardian? It's the Emperor? Like, who is Dredgen Seer? And look, ATP, let's go full screen to ATP because he is also about
we're
to
gonna see our first time probably seeing that perspective from the beginning.
Whoa.
Holy.
That is
And
let us begin.
Dredgen Seer.
Dredgen
Let us
Seer.
begin. Then this can't be final boss. So it can't be, right? What do you guys think?
I mean, Dredgen Seer does look
Can't be, right?
like a final.
Are we there? Like, what do you think? What is chat think? What do y'all think?
I'm gonna be honest, CB. Just off of vibes alone, this feels like final boss vibes.
Think so?
Unless Dredgen,
this is final.
Unless Darth Dredgen shows up and maybe changes his mind.
It does look very final-like.
This feels
What do you
like
guys think? I'm
maybe
seeing a mix of
you
both.
know what I think it could be?
What do you think?
It could be a light hive, a wizard light hive that is also a Dredgen. I have no clue. I've never seen an enemy that looks like this. Never.
This is really cool.
This is
really
that
cool.
mold break that we were talking about. Because look at this.
It has a health bar, an individual health bar. Wait, so was that even?
Oh, and they shot a little Taken Blight, and they had to shoot the correct one that actually did damage. So maybe and look at the health bar. It's like it's chunking to now.
I do agree with you, but so what I'm wondering is, so do you have to kill maybe the smaller Dredgen Seers to take down the shield to maybe then be able to do damage to actual Dredgen
Sounds
Seer?
about right.
It could almost be like, think of it like the Shade of Oryx.
Could be.
Like kind of like having to every once in a while fight a smaller version of Oryx.
And CB, Blistered Shadow just went down. What did the Lure of the Dark? What is that about? Have you had enough? What do you mean have I had enough? No. Oh. Whatever the Lure of the Dark maybe allows him to shoot the blights on the wall. And ATP tried to match the one that was in the Dark Realm. Face your death.
Okay.
Okay, I know I'm speaking a lot on what could be, what is this, what is that, but so much is happening, and I just want to keep you guys in the action. So, what the heck?
Hey, what do you all think needs to happen here? This is... Dredgen Seer looks not happy.
Dredgen Seer is pretty angry. Probably because we're invading Dredgen Seer's ship. Now, what would be nice is if we had to use a Praxic Blade for best defense.
Face your death. What will you choose? I want to bring some highlighting to that. What will you choose in facing your death?
Is that what sends you into this portal?
It's a great question. And I wonder if having to choose one of those blights is maybe what it's referring to. Could be. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm interested in figuring this out as well, because ATP, if you saw, when they went back to, I guess we'll call it the normal world,
right?
ATP was trying to match the ones that he was shooting, and it wasn't working. It was all immune. Everything was immune. So it's maybe you need Lure of the Light. Maybe you need to fill up Lure of the Dark all the way, like you said, from defeating
the Cabal from earlier,
defeating
right? But same concept though. Sorry, I'm talking about the same concept. Yeah. But with that being said, I mean, keep in mind it's Equilibrium too, right? So I do wonder, like, fully, where that's going to come into play with this as well, with the balancing.
Definitely,
right?
And there you go. Blistered Shadow goes down again. Everybody's kind of rotate. Have you had enough? No.
I don't know. I don't know.
The answer is no.
Okay.
And they broke it. Okay, so they did end up breaking one of these. So whatever they figured out in there to be able to break one of them, they're going to continue on. And CB, I want to draw attention to the fact that this encounter does not have a timer either. It's going to be maybe an evil encounter in some ways, like we just saw with the Nameless Apprentice trying to wipe them.
Right.
But it does not have a timer, similar to how Corrupted Puppeteer did not have a timer.
Correct. It's probably just going to be amount of phase base. You probably get 3 of them.
And you probably get 3 of them. And what I would have to think, based off of just context clues and history, is that ATP can take his time here. They can kind of figure out, how do we get to this damage and how do we properly do this?
Yeah, you do know, though, that, the teams are about to be hot.
Oh, the floodgates are about to be open.
Right, even after this encounter, we'll quickly zoom out. We'll see if Mario is caught up. We'll see how Jackery's runs are looking. And, I can only imagine all the other teams are very closely behind.
Oh, definitely. And like we said, Equilibrium. They're balancing the light and dark orbs in these rooms.
Yeah,
I think...
Go ahead and go 4-box here, too.
I'm thinking the same thing, actually. You read my mind.
Perfect. And so what we're seeing here is, I guess we're going to see if Snazzy is able to jump to the next part. It'll be interesting just to see. We won't full cam, but we'll take a look at our bottom left to see if Team Nuts is going to make it to the next encounter here. Prismatic out.
I think ATP is like really locking down these mechanics. And I do agree with you that Team Nuts looks like they're headed to...
And wait.
They did it.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Team
Very,
Nuts
very
is
nice.
headed
Very,
to the
very
third
nice.
encounter. And Jackery maybe jumped the gun on the ult a little bit. Somebody got disconnected as well. That's really unfortunate.
No. Yeah, you're
But
right.
ATP is kind of, even while everybody is down, trying to figure out more mechanics. Because, again, I want to draw attention to the health bar on Dredgen, on the bottom right, Dredgen Sears health bar. You see that bar is glowing white, and it's getting larger and larger with every single time they do this mechanic.
And you're not wrong. It's the big thing that we're left with is once we kind of fully take off that, it's a little different than an overshield. It's almost like a health bar over the health bar almost, right? So that the health of the smaller Dredgen Seals, I do wonder.
Wait, Jackery is doing damage on the top right.
Full screen? Yes, you're right. Okay.
Jackery is doing damage on the top right of your screen right now.
But it's
definitely
how the
come
he's-
again. That's all the damage you're going to get, and that is a lot of electricity. That is a lot of electricity, CB.
What just wait? Oh, and now keep in mind too, they got to get their third teammate back in, which they'll do. But wow,
Okay. So we've already seen a damage phase, and we are 1 hour, 18 minutes into this, about to be 1 hour and 19. So I want to point out, we've already seen a damage phase
Yes,
get
we have.
discovered. And that is very different than how Sundered went, where Sundered, a lot of the struggle to get through, as Mario said, Kevin, was to break the shield.
Right. But then once the shield was broken, it felt like
Game time.
every single
Game time.
and clear just kept coming in like
So-
over and over. And
So are
over
you
again.
saying now it's going to be an opposite, where now the shield is broken, now it's going to be a game time to figure out how to even get to the
I do almost wonder. I'm still on the fence on this one because I feel like there's going to be a figuring out of how the damage phase works.
And CB, I want to quickly say, let's go
Yes.
full screen to ATP so we can see the intro to how this boss works.
Yes.
Go full screen to ATP. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Boom!
Oh!
Boss went down.
That couldn't. So do not stand anywhere near.
Do not
Seer.
do not be near Dredgen Seer. That's what we've learned. That's what we've learned. Okay, now we can probably pull us back out of here so we can see some more progress across the board. But yeah, I just wanted to definitely check that out. Go ahead.
Both
Nancy.
of
Sorry.
these, no, you're perfectly fine. Both of the intros to both bosses have been top tier. I've liked both of them. Double Praxic Blades coming out has been great. Both have been great. Really, really enjoyed it. And so we'll just listen in for a quick second, everybody. But so top left, just a little bit of a recap. On the top left, we have the current champions from the last dungeon with Mario, Luigi, and Biggs. On the top right, we have Jackery. It's just they are an amazing team that, I mean, we weren't tracking them at the beginning, but they've broken out and they have made the most progress of everybody. On the bottom left, we have Team Nuts, who just completed the first boss, and they're trying to get to the second boss as quickly as they can. And then here we have ATP, who we've been tracking them since the beginning. They've broke out and made a lot of progress early on, and we'll see if they can maybe keep that momentum going here.
Definitely. And I'm kind of piecing together the mechanics in my head a little bit because ATP does have everything on the screen. We can see everything. So it looks like Lure of the Dark is to do with being in this realm and maybe getting the smaller Dredgen Seers, the shadow versions of Dredgen Seers, all good to go. And it looks like the top buff is kind of what we've seen before, which is allowing them to interact with parts of the ship. And now it's kind of a race to figure out how did Jackery do damage? That's kind of the final piece that we need to figure out.
Yeah, no, and we're seeing here too, now we have Elysium on the bottom left as well. Like I said, a lot of teams are going to be catching up really, really quickly here. So it's going to be an all-out sprint once I'd say a few more details are kind of ironed out. And we'll just continue to listen in here for a quick second.
Definitely. Let's go full screen to ATP because it looks like they've kind of figured out some more mechanics. Like again, they keep, ATP at this point. They keep figuring out ways to solve more and more mechanics. Like this is who they are. This is what they do. They always find a way to get to final boss. We just need to see if they can pull off that world's first clear.
Right, and I do think that while we are getting some puzzle solving too, when we do get another break in the action, we do have the at least first boss clear that we had seen from the previous boss that we can show to you guys for anybody who's just joining that might not have got to see the first boss. So when we get a break in the action, we'll go ahead and show you guys that replay. And we'll show it right after this one ends up getting either however
far this attempt gets for ATP. But I mean, on Pam, Husk, ATP, definitely been slaying out all day. And again, they just solve mechanics very, very fast. This is who they are.
They do.
This is what they do.
And now the question's going to be, can they bring that home? That's the narrative.
Would love to see them bring it home, to be honest, CB. Would love, like, personally, I have no bias in any of these. I'd love to see whoever plays the best get the world's first, but I feel like it's been so close so many times for ATP that I would love to see him bring it home.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's going to be the cool part, is that we're all going to find out here together. So any progress that gets made, you guys will see here first, as we see another blistered shadow over there that they're going to take out, and that's going to affect the health bar, as you can see there. And so I would imagine, so we're saying, have you had enough? I believe they might have possibly one more to do, but we'll see here if maybe. That is a scary looking boss. Not going to lie. Okay, we see the arc. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And Dredge and Seer with the arc inversion just completely.
That is who Dredge and Seer is.
Oh my gosh.
The chess piece looks so familiar that Dredge and Seer is wearing. It reminds me of an exotic, and I don't know which one, but it's just like, it's like hitting that part of my brain that's like
that Dredge and Seer has
on. It's hard to really see, but it reminds me of an exotic. I just can't tell you which one.
I need to get
maybe it's just an armor piece in general.
To get a good look.
The Storm Dancer one, that's what Chad is saying. The Storm Dancer one.
Yeah. I mean, he is he has a lot of arc abilities here. And so we are seeing what looks like possibly, I don't want to count it out, maybe they don't wipe here.
She only focuses me with this Palpatine attack.
Okay,
so they are wiping here.
So
we'll go ahead and
just bring us out.
The elites don't tell you how to do the encounters washed. They don't do anything.
And so it looks like teams are just going to be in the figuring out process for a moment. So we can bring a quick instant replay if we want, just for a quick moment, so you guys can kind of see what that first boss clear looked like.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see that. That was the first encounter, and then we'll show you right after how the second encounter was cleared.
Yes. Yeah, so we'll show that first boss. So that was the first encounter that we had saw, and that actually ended up leading into a cutscene, which is something we hadn't seen. So we'll go ahead and jump off of this one, and we'll show you what that boss looked like here too. So this was the first POV that we were tracking here, and this was the final stand of first
ATP,
boss.
Husk, and On Pam ended up defeating the final stand. Now, what this doesn't show you is how at the end, entering final stand, the boss rips open a whole entire wall and starts sprinting down the hallway and then jumps across for one final stand.
Right. And so we'll keep you guys in the action with these replays as things continue to go on. If there's any other moments too that we need to highlight, we definitely will. But I just want to make sure that if you're just joining us, you're still able to see those clears. So thank you for hanging out with us and choosing, Dungeon Zone to be where you watch the dungeon race. Genuinely.
And again, we're seeing, if you look in the top left-hand corner, you see Mario it looks like on Dredge and Seer. You see top middle is Jackery, also on Dredge and Seer. Still the only team we've seen get to a damage phase.
Yep.
Mork is on his way over there with Parabellum. Salt is in the encounter as well with Elysium. ATP has been the closest that we've seen for mechanics-wise from what we have been able to see on Dungeon Zone. And again, Llama, middle right of your screen, working his way through the second encounter, getting very close. It looks like we have Jackery now in the bottom left-hand corner.
Only one that's done damage.
Snazzy is also on the top middle on his way to third, it looks like. We have ZCP doing the second encounter still on the bottom middle of your screen. And I think T-Storm is on his way to the final encounter.
That's what it's looking like. Yeah.
So we have a lot of teams catching up to the third encounter, whatever that may be.
It's going to be heating up as we continue to go. Guys, we are at almost the 90-minute mark, So far, I mean, this has been a dungeon like we haven't really seen. This has been really cool so far. And so it's going to be interesting to see how you get to that damage and ultimately how in the world you do substantial damage.
That's
we
how
didn't
I'm
see very good damage that first time.
Definitely. I think we're kind of in that phase of how do we do the damage? What does damage look like? How do we survive during this? And maybe that's, like we said, maybe it's going to come down to this third encounter being this giant wall. You know, everybody's kind of race through it. Now, who can stick it out for the marathon?
True. Yeah, because like you talked about a little bit earlier with Sunder, there was this wall of how in the world do we figure this out? What do all of these different symbols mean? How in the world do we actually do damage? And that took quite a bit. I do wonder if this is going to be that wall that you're kind of referring to, or if maybe teams will figure this out quickly. I mean, we'll see. It's still been, it's been a pretty fast sprint so far. We'll see if this turns into a marathon as this continues to go on.
Definitely. And I want to see. I can't tell who is right there in damage. There's so many different teams now in this third encounter, but I want to see. I think ATP and Mario are the furthest along in this. But again, Jackery got to damage, but maybe they didn't even know how they got to damage.
That always can be a factor too.
It can be a factor. I feel like where racing is at now, it's not as much of a factor. That like I feel like now every team has somebody in their ear writing down everything that worked and didn't work. And so now teams, I mean, if you're not scouted out and ready to go.
Yeah, we are seeing the information flow so fast that you can tell how fast it goes, because you'll see one breakthrough happen and you'll see that breakthrough in the next POV that we go to instantly. And
Exactly.
it is so quick. It's just really how dungeon races and raid races has kind of continued to just evolve over time.
Exactly. And again, I want to just say one thing again for everybody in chat. I think everybody's just trolling at this point, but again, guys, exclamation point emblem does not do anything. You just have to watch the stream with your Bungie link to your Twitch. If it's not making progress, make sure that you've refreshed. It should be making progress. All you have to do is watch for an hour. Saw a bunch of comments today saying that, hey, my drop worked, no problem. That's on the Twitch side. You do not need to use exclamation point emblem. You just have to watch for 1 hour with your Bungie link to your Twitch, okay? And if you're on the YouTube side, CB is also doing giveaways for an emblem. So just making sure that that is clear. As long as you're a chatter in CB's stream on YouTube, you will be entered for an emblem. On my stream, all you have to do is watch for an hour, Bungie link to Twitch. That's it. There you go. And while this is going on, we're already seeing that information that you just talked about, CB, with Snazzy just getting here and already knowing the basics
Already
of what
knowing
to
the
do.
basics. And another thing I want to highlight too is, I mean, it's crazy now. So we have all but two of the POVs now that are at final that we're watching. T-Storm's almost there. ZCP and Llama are both on their final phases. So we could almost have 9 POVs here in a moment.
Definitely. I mean, like you said, T-Storm is, well, it feels like a couple minutes away. ZCP is about to begin damage phase 3, and I mean, we know ZCP's damage is insane, so it's very possible that they get through it, and then they would have that information already ready to go. So they'd already be on the way to encounter.
That is very true.
And I mean, Llama, it looks like, is also about to begin damage phase number 3 on the second encounter. So again, we want to obviously stay on the third encounter. We obviously want to stay with Dredge and Seer, but I just want to focus on the fact that we have 9 POVs almost at the third encounter.
I know, and these are just the ones that we're showing. There could even be more, so keep in mind, guys, the floodgates are going to open once again, and the big question is going to be who can do the first real bit of damage first. Like, we saw a tiny little bit, but seeing like the first like substantial phase. Also, Nightbot did announce some of those names. The YouTube mods will get on that. I appreciate you guys all for hanging so much. And yeah, we'll stay in the action. And so what you're seeing here from ZCP, we are seeing the last little bit, and we'll see if they can do it. Also, we're seeing Llama go down on their final phase. Hopefully, they'll be able to. I hope they'll be able to. No, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to recover from that. So, unfortunately, Wordle on 3 does go down. We do have ZCP on theirs. While everybody's figuring it out, we could maybe just quickly showcase them, but we'll see if they can make it, because it would be very interesting to see here if they are able to catch up, if they can get the final stand.
Well, if they can get the final stand, I think we'll full screen ZCP.
Right, because we are watching right now number 2 on Epic Desert Perpetual. Number 2.
And oh, it's so close. I think they did get the final stand. Let's go ahead and full screen ZCP.
That. Yes, we will. Also, Loyalty, thank you for that. The bar gets larger every time a shadow dies. Do y'all think maybe the goal is to not kill the shadows to give you the best possible chance in DPS? It's definitely possible, Loyalty. It's still a little early, but it's possible. And thank you so much for that. There we go.
Your Praxis Blades will not stop ZCP.
Here we go.
For some
Tractor
big damage.
is out.
Tractor's out.
EP Shoddy, too.
Trying to get the
Look
EP
at
Shoddy. A
that.
little 1-2 punching right there.
We do. We also have the notification. That's
The notification is
hiding.
CB. Mario did a decent amount of damage already. And Mario Monkey, Luigi Style, Biggs NA, they're saying, give me back my trophy. I'm going for part 2. Come on.
Can you imagine a repeat? That would be insane. We have never had repeated winners in a dungeon.
We have not.
I mean, that's something that we have seen in terms of raids. Obviously, we've seen examples, whether it's been, we've seen Redeem with the back-to-back. I mean, the easiest thing to think about would be Spire Stars The Last Wish. I mean, you think about Elysium that's done back-to-back before as well. But will we ever see that from a dungeon?
I don't know. But I would have to say, if another team does not get to a damage phase right after this, then we need to be full screen on Mario for an entire phase.
Right,
because I'm going
I
to tell
agree.
you right now, if this is giving me remnants of Sunder Doctrine, then what that means is that they figured something out and they're going wipe, reset, come on, we can be in the lead. Nobody's done damage like us. This is the exact conversation they were having early this year. All the way back in February, they were having this conversation. They know it is their time. They've been here before, and they won under that pressure. Can you do it again? Mario Monkey, Luigi Style, and Biggs NA. Come on.
It's so cool to see the different narratives. Will the team from the past dungeon win again? Will it be a new team? Will it be a team that's maybe won before, but just not this past one? Who will it be?
We don't know. CB, that's the funny thing about living in this timeline. We can't go in the future. We don't know the answers. So if you're somebody that gets a little bit nervous thinking about the future, well, we need you to breathe. Come back. Nice, calm, and relax. Compose. You can do it. I believe. Now let's be here.
I'm very curious. If they did really have a breakthrough and they get the damage again, the big thing that if it's going to resemble Sunder, they should make substantial damage progress on this next one. If it's going to reflect Sunder.
So what I'm interested in here, CB, is that it looked like they had about where this bar is right now, damage phase.
Really?
Yes.
If they have that much, Evan, we could possibly be on World's First Watch.
It's possible. It's possible.
It's very early on.
And I mean, we don't know. There could be a whole nother thing after this.
It could, because the thing is, once again, the question I asked from the beginning, Evan, do you remember what I asked earlier?
Well, you asked, like, is this...
I said, what are we doing?
You asked me a lot of questions.
And that's true. But let's talk about one of those questions. That's an unfair question. You're not wrong. But I was testing anyway. Because, like, the Lodi earlier.
The Lodi. Well, we don't know who the Lodi is.
Channel the Lodi.
Shout out to Lodi.
Shout out to the Lodi. With that being said, Evan, the big thing is when it asked us when we first got the ship to infiltrate the ship, I was like, well, what are we fully doing on the ship? Are we going to go on it and destroy somebody that's in it? Are we taking it over? Maybe do we need to blow it up and escape? Like, there's a lot of different ways that maybe they could change the paradigm of dungeons. What if the final boss wasn't the end? Obviously, that was something that shifted in Last Wish, the first time we ever saw something like that. But what if there's a dungeon equivalent to that?
I would be very happy with that, CB. I want to just draw your attention to something that I don't think I've seen another team do.
Yeah.
And that's while Dredge and Seer is shooting the other teammates, Mario is shooting Dredge and Seer's hands. Now that information has been shown, I know it's been shown to every other team. So we're about to see a lot of catching up if Mario, Biggs, and Luigi Do not
Also,
get
I'm
a
seeing
big
an
clear
on
here.
Amazon damage. Can we full screen for a quick second here?
And go to ATP. That would be
They
ATP.
are, yes. And look
It
at
looks
that
like
damage.
the bar locked up again, though.
It did. So
let's go back
we'll
to
go
Mario.
back to Mario, but they also, as we're mentioning, Evan, the information flows fast.
They've done some damage. And it looks like, again, about to see Team Tommy. Team Tommy. Team Tommy. Come on. Hit the Bahamas. Let's go. It looks like it's about to be.
And
some damage here pretty soon. It should be damage.
And here we go. Present your choice. Choice presented. Nova Bomb out.
Nova Bombs ready
Fire
to go.
one out.
I think those were Controverse holds. No, those are sun bracers, it looks
Here
like.
we go.
Oh, wait, no, he has the ornament on, so it's different. Oh, my goodness.
It's
the
even
ornament
harder now.
changed.
The ornament can really
The ornament
when
changed.
casting can be tough.
And
Here we go.
they need to hit that tick, CB. Tick, tick, tick,
Yeah,
tick, tick, tick.
this is it.
He ended up
Oh.
wiping himself.
Yeah,
trying to
killed
commit
by
too
the
much
architects
damage.
right there.
Choose again.
Choose again.
Choose again.
I don't think there's any choosing that's going to happen, Evan. I think the choosing is to restart, and we'll go ahead and unzoom.
We'll unzoom us out of here. I want to say Mario actually did that to himself. He threw so many nades that those nades were actually doing damage to himself. But we saw right there, Mario's already making the swaps.
Can we possibly, actually might be prematurely calling it. I thought that Mork might have been about to be doing damage, but I might have prematurely called that. We'll keep an eye out on
I
them,
think
though.
we do want to go to Snazzy, though.
Yeah, I think
Let's go to
so.
Snazzy. It looks like they're doing damage on the top middle of your screen. It looks like Snazzy
Look at
has
how
damage ready to
here
go.
we go. Finalities, Augers
Finalities,
out, Prismatics
Augur,
on,
Consecration,
and then Thunder Crash.
Crash.
And we see
Mint.
Pulse is out
Pulse.
and popping.
Come on, Sai. Come on. The swaps are ready to go.
Here
You know
we
he's
go.
looking at that nade. He's like, oh, where's my
Everybody's
nade? Where's my
learning.
nade?
Oh,
Choose again.
man. Okay, do they
Damage was
see it?
not great there, CB.
But I wonder if when you choose again, if you can do a little more damage. Maybe they're choosing wrong.
CB, I think they have to hit a tick.
You think?
I think they do, because this did not happen to Mario, Luigi, and Biggs. All of this around you.
That's fair.
This
So-
did not happen.
So
So
a
maybe,
punishment of sorts.
maybe it's a punishment. Maybe they can continue this. I don't know. Maybe they can save themselves. But this did not happen to Mario, Luigi, and Biggs.
Well,
That's
I
all
don't
I can
think
say.
they're saving this is all I'm going to say.
I don't think so either, CB.
So let's go ahead and unzoom out.
Let's bring
Yeah,
us
I
back
do
out.
think they need to get to the tick like you're saying, Evan. And if not, I think that you get punished if you don't.
Sounds, yeah.
With that being said,
Is
that
David
was
Chase
kind of crazy there. I'm still taking a peek here. Unfortunately, it still looks like Llama and ZCP struggling on that first boss. Hopefully, they're able to kind of get some progress going there. Until then, guys, we are keeping an eye out on all the teams. As I mentioned, information flowing very, very fast. I very much expect for most teams to know how to get to the damage at this point in time.
Definitely. And I mean, we're kind of seeing. I just.
I feel like with this boss as well,
I want to stress
it's
again,
easier to,
like
'cause
we
you
are
gotta
just
remember,
seeing
Nick can crit guys,
Mario,
like, you've been
Luigi,
aiming
and
the crit
Biggs
as
with the
well.
furthest progress. And I'm sure every team is asking, how did they do that damage? And now that we've seen a couple more teams get to damage, A, how did they do that damage?
But
And
there-
then
I feel like
B,
there has to be another phase extension, bro.
how do we maybe outdo what they've done so far? Because again, I want to stress that Mario was doing the right amount of damage. It just seemed like he was recoiling himself with damage.
Right, I do really want to see a non-death Team Tommy run because, as you mentioned, I mean, they're the only ones that have broken past whatever whatever we saw from Snazzy's side. So whatever needs to be avoided, Team Tommy was able to avoid. So we'll take a look here. Right now, what you're seeing is most teams is trying to get back to a damage phase. You see Llama and ZCP really trying to make up progress. Looks like ZCP on their second damage phase. Looks like Llama finishing up.
And it looks like
first
T-Storm
phase.
is doing damage on
Yes,
the dredges.
we are
here.
going to go T-Storm bottom right here. T-Storm bottom right.
I'll get the one in the middle.
This is the
and we're seeing that Finality's Augur is there and this rotation is there, but this was not doing enough damage for any other team either. And here comes the electric trap.
comes the arc.
Here comes all
Once
the arc.
again.
What do you do here? You lose. Is what you do
lose.
here. I think this is just a death trap.
Do you think there's no way?
I don't think there's a way out of this. I think it's time for us to come back and let's go. Seriously, let's go to Mario. Mario's doing damage. It looks like soon. It's hard to tell. Actually, I baited everybody. They're not doing
it does
damage
take a little bit of time. We'll unfull screen, but we'll definitely be watching very closely to Team Tommy as things get a little bit closer here.
And very smart on the healing auto. I want to stress that as well. Healing auto.
Let's actually go to Team. We'll go to ATP's POV for a second.
Yeah, they're doing
On-Pam and
damage.
Husk as well.
They're
as
doing
they are
damage.
doing damage.
It's close range, it looks like.
Yep. Team
Stressing-
On-Pam ATP.
Stressing
Husk.
the axe, the Praxic Blade, probably not a bad
The
option
axe
here
getting
either.
a lot of love.
Yeah, it's
today.
that close range damage today. And I'm telling you, CB, I would love to see some teams bust out a Praxic Blade. Maybe it's not the most practical for this encounter here. You like what I did there? Thank you. You didn't like what I did there? Thank you. He still doesn't like what I did there? Thank you. So we're going to actually, wait, ATP's found a soft spot where he can kind of live out here. It looks like as long as you get out of here in time, maybe you can live. Although, maybe not. We're going to see.
I mean, maybe it is just to kind of get away from him. He's like just mad at you and you run away. But it does look like they are going to be wiping this. So we'll go ahead and unzoom here.
Yeah, and we can. I really want to see what Mario, Luigi, and Biggs are potentially going to do here.
Right, but
this is the one that it's like if they make the big progress, they're in a commanding lead.
Right, and I do want to make a note of it. It does look like ZCP, while we were full screen, they did wipe again. So really struggling here on that encounter. Same deal with looks like Aegis. They're on their final phase of DPS. Looks like Llama's getting into their second. So a lot of teams still really struggling with first boss here. So we'll kind of keep you guys up to date as we see more from some of those teams. But for now, we're going to keep you guys in the action on the final boss. Let's go ahead and ATV's taking a moment. So let's get audio on Mario, please. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get some audio on Mario, and then I think we probably just want to full screen Mario. Or maybe we can keep Snazzy up, actually, because Snazzy's about to begin a damage phase. You can see that bar flashing. That kind of indicates how close they are to the damage. Looks like also Aegis is potentially about to go into final stand.
Yeah,
on
maybe
second
we
encounter.
maybe we catch their final part.
Well, I want to see Snazzy's about to begin damage.
Yeah, we'll probably need to stay on that. So we'll keep it unfull for now. Man.
I don't know if I trust the Finality's Augur here.
No, they did end up wiping.
I just, as much as I love Finality Mint build, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a great option for this boss in particular.
Right.
And it also seems like Mario might be beginning damage here soon. Here comes Snazzy for damage.
Yeah, we're
if we want to
gonna
go full
Snazzy
screen.
full.
Let's go full screen on Snazzy's just so we can see kind of if their damage does improve.
So here we go.
And
so remember
their damage is better, but I don't know if it's maybe.
I would.
Yeah, that's
Not enough.
that's
Not
not
enough.
enough.
Not enough.
That's not it.
Thank you, Snazzy. Thank you, Snazzy.
The health bars have
there's
been
gotta
so
be a
interesting in this dungeon. Honestly, from start to finish.
Spider, are there people?
All right, so we'll go ahead and
like-
unfull here.
Y'all are about the same.
Okay.
Like ATP got through another phase and just wiped.
See, lucky. Do you hear how that's going?
And Mario is
Well,
doing
we
damage.
are going to Mario.
Let's go
our
to Mario
current
on the
world's
top
first
left.
team.
I mean, like,
Yep.
did they not get enough damage either? They didn't. Or actually, maybe they did, but maybe there is more to this.
Let me see.
I have no clue. He's trying to heal through
They have
this.
5 stacks of the buff while an ascendant plane to shoot all taken orbs in the ascendant plane to start DPS. Choose again means they get to choose how many they think they can do. If they fail, they wipe. In the sense of predict how much damage you're going to do, and if you don't do that set amount of damage, then you end up wiping. Is that your theory? Looking at some chat theories.
But like, how do you begin damage earlier then? Because you need to break all of them to begin the damage phase.
Yeah, I'm sitting there trying to get a follow-up on that. It's always nice to hear some theories, see what you guys are cooking up.
Okay, I just saw another. Yeah, no, they just had to survive. They did do it. They just had to survive. So Mario with the healing auto rifle right off the rip, smart idea because he kept them alive. They left the arena, and it seemed like it was just a survival section to get through that. So that looks. I mean, maybe that's not the normal way that you're kind of like.
It is the first third though, and I mean now look, I mean now you have the shielded part of the health bar is that second third.
Definitely.
Interesting.
And I wonder, did they still at least have to hit that damage threshold? That's where my brain is at. So if they get to the next damage phase, if they have a big damage phase, I am curious to see if they can get to the R in Dredgen.
Here we go. Another chip. Balance, equilibrium, health gate, health bar. Survive to second phase. It's bouncing the bar and the gate.
And it looks like it's... Oh, that would actually... Well, I mean, the balance to me feels like when you're going into the Taken realm and then you're coming back out and shooting those orbs in both. That's kind of the equilibrium to me.
Yeah.
So... Curious to know, again, I love all the theories. We've mentioned it earlier in the show, but use the Discord as well as the chats across the board if you want to just talk about what's going on, some theories, some discussion, everything, guys. Thank you again for being a part of today. This has been awesome so far, so happy that you guys are here.
It really has. And I mean, we're seeing some major progress now. I mean, with moving on to the second, especially with no deaths, as you mentioned, keeping the team alive with the auto, really, really vital here. Is there's just so many ways that you could die.
Definitely.
First off, obviously Dredge and Seer, but then all of his lackeys running around as well.
Dredge and Seer, definitely not one that I would want to be in a room with by myself. I think I'd get shocked to death personally.
He doesn't look very friendly.
No.
I won't lie.
No.
And so here we go. We are seeing those orbs be shot again.
And it looks like they're kind of... If the gamble idea that chat was saying, where it's kind of like you choose how much damage you can do, and it is to hit that threshold, then it looks like on the first one, at least, they hit that threshold. So maybe for them, with what they're doing, it's smart to do it the way they are. Who knows? It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, without seeing all the buffs, it is kind of tough, but it does seem to be a balancing act. And I do agree, chat, with like having a lot of those theories being around kind of either the balancing of health or just anything that kind of plays into the name of the dungeon. And so here we go again. We see the have you had enough?
Have you had enough? And it looks like the encounter kind of builds itself as you're continuing, because you still see the electric that wasn't there before on top of what the boss has got going on. And you also saw Mario try to put a rift down twice, and it didn't work both times because he kept getting booped out of the rift. So
classic.
That could have been a wipe right there just off of that. I mean, sometimes it is that close.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't get a rift down, you try it twice, and all of a sudden you're dead because you didn't get the heal in time.
True.
Those are when people throw controllers.
Very true. One other, not trophies though.
Not trophies.
Well, that be it's one other thing to the rate. Yeah, it looks like you might have to kill some shadows to maybe get the threshold big enough to not worry about enrage, but not killing too many to not be able to do enough damage. So, like, once again, kind of a balancing act, soundboard. Yeah, a lot of it seems like most of the theories so far kind of around a balancing of either the damage, the health bar and the health gate, or even with I even don't like it's interesting, even the theory of predicting your own damage. I don't know if that's the side of it, but all the theories so far have been really interesting.
Yeah, I love definitely hearing what everybody has to say about these things. It's always fun to kind of we don't get to see every single buff, but when we do get to see the buff, tracking those things down.
And one thing, let's pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, because we are getting to see number 2. So let's try to pay attention here, see what we can learn. We see Pulse out again, and we've seen Pulses in every single encounter. Nade out.
Here comes the nades, CB.
Big chunk there, too, if you saw
chunk
that.
From the nades.
Oh,
the
my
nades
gosh.
are proving.
Dude, the damage. Oh, my gosh. Oh!
Wow, they pushed it. They pushed it.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Hey, get to the corner, guys. Guys, get to the corner. I got to heal you. Guys, get to the corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now
guys, get to the corner. I need to heal you.
If they can survive, this might be world's first watch.
This is
from our current champions right now. Oh, my gosh.
Can they be the first ever?
Back to back. A back-to-back.
And in the same year.
It would be in the same year, too. Back in February. We got to chat with them after their world's first dungeon. Could they do it again? This is one of those moments, and it very much can be, because I'm sure most teams are probably seeing this. They're learning it. They're probably right behind them. If they wipe, there could be another team that takes this information and runs with it and could win. This is their moment.
I love how you keep going with could and might. Of
course,
I love it.
It's gotta be.
I love it. That's an experienced caster, ladies and gentlemen. We do not make definites. We do not speak in absolutes for reasons that we will not say. We do not speak in absolutes around here. I can tell you, though, on the other hand, Dredge and Seer Looking like that health is getting low. Is there a twist here, CB? Is there that twist that we saw?
Evan, it's a good question. We're about to find out very, very soon. We are staying right here in the action. This has been crazy so far. Like I said too, and Chet, I want to hear your theories too before we do, get our hours here and all these other things ready if they do make it to the last damage phase, if they do. But do you guys think after Dredge and Seer goes down, is this it? Is there some curveball Bungie throws at us? Like, where are your guys' heads at? Do we have to escape the ship? Is there anything else to it? Where is everybody's heads at right before we do get into this final damage phase?
And now I'm with you, CB. I want to know where everybody's heads are at. First of all, I can tell you where my head is at.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm overwhelmed.
This is crazy.
I'm overwhelmed because you can feel the emotions that this team is probably going through. You can see it and how their characters are moving. They're running around, racing around. Hey, stay healed. Hey, gotta keep you healed. Hey, come over here. Come over here. Let's not mess this up.
So
big damage phase coming up here.
A repeat of a dungeon would be insane. The story would be wild. Mario, Luigi, Biggs, Team Tommy.
What a save right there, by the way. I want to point that out.
Yes.
And oh my goodness.
Still, maybe let's make sure they fully save it.
Okay.
And the hands have to be starting to get shaky right now. If they had a heart rate monitor, it'd be pumping real fast.
It would be moving at lightning speed, I can tell you that.
In that, if he would have died there, that could have been the difference. Like, it is sometimes these small little things. Like, everything has to be perfect. There's no room for error in something like this. And that was a crazy save.
Absolutely. And it just goes to show, again, the experience, pulling out the Eager Edge and having the Healing Nade ready and having the melee ready in case, had the Healing Nade ready again just in case something went wrong. We know those phalanxes are very trolly.
Man. This is going to be
Here we go.
Man.
Climbing up to the tippity top, trying to stay alive, trying to keep Luigi up. Hey, Luigi, make sure I'm your Mario brother. Got to keep you up.
We
Have you
go
had enough?
very, very soon.
Have you?
I'm going to let you know soon.
Enough.
But I'm going to let you know.
Because I believe should be, as long as everything goes okay here, break the shield.
You got to break first.
Break the hands so that you're not dying. Yep. Hands are
little Galron action.
Hands are stunned. Little Galron. Break the orbs. Yep. Get those orbs nice and ready to break. Keep everybody up. Biggs, where are you? Biggs,
And
get
you
over
see
here.
that Mario making sure to prioritize keeping his team alive. Sometimes more important than just doing the objectives is making sure everybody survives to tell the tale.
Absolutely. And one thing to note again is that Mario does have.
Hold on. And remember here, the rush, it isn't a time thing. It's not like you're going to wipe from taking a long time. The only thing is just making sure each of the phases you have enough damage. So they're taking their time. They're making sure to have all of their ammo ready. Make sure swaps
And they're ready for damage.
And here we go. This could be world first watch.
Come on, ladies
Here
and
we
gentlemen,
go.
walk in.
Maybe the first repeat in dungeon history. It's a chance. We'll see.
Game on the line.
Pulse is
We are on the fulcrum of history. Come on.
Get your belts out if you have them in the emotes.
Get the emotes ready, ladies
Tommy,
and gentlemen.
Mario, Luigi, Biggs. Will they repeat? Will they go back to back? Oh, wait, what's happening? I don't know.
It's dead.
Wait,
That's it.
Mission
That's
complete.
it. That's it. Mission complete. And the timer. That's it. That's it.
Is it a repeat?
God.
Is it a repeat?
Fucking first!
Is it a repeat? It's just
No way!
No way! Back to back! The team that in February came together on a whim. They had never even played together consistently before Thunder Doctrine. They take Thunder Doctrine. They take Equilibrium with the first back-to-back dungeon ever.
Ever.
Oh my god, back to back!
Let's go. That's the goal.
Back to back!
Oh
my gosh.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a team that just got together right before the Thunder Doctrine race. And look at what they've accomplished already.
That is absolutely insane.
Are we looking at possibly the birth of maybe the first
Dungeon Dynasty. I was thinking the same thing.
Maybe
Dungeon Dynasty.
The first Dungeon Dynasty. We could be on the precipice of something crazy.
I'm with you because again, we don't know until it is officially confirmed that they are world's first. But this is who we believe is the world's first POV. We believe Mario Bros and Biggs are here again.
Oh my gosh.
We believe.
That
is
is crazy. All right, so we'll go ahead and get that instant replay ready to go.
Oh
my gosh.
We're definitely going to get the replay ready to go for you guys in case you missed the moment.
Holy cow.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Oh my fucking god.
So let them enjoy their moment.
Right.
No way.
If you just focus that attempt, you clear, and that's what you do. Good fucking job.
Oh my god, dude. Fucking thank you, Templar. You are crazy, man. Good fucking comms, boys. Good comms.
We can just hear the emotion. You can hear almost on the verge of tears, of happy tears. This is your moment, Mario, Luigi, and Biggs. Absolutely insane.
You know what's so crazy?
What's that?
I remember it'll be something. Actually, I'm gonna wait
Oh
until
my
the
God.
interview if it ends up getting confirmed to say it. I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
it.
that was a
though.
good call. Very good
I'm actually gonna
call.
hold
Good call,
on and
good
not
call.
say it yet. Okay. Loyalty, thank you so much for that, says. Congrats to the team and thanks to you guys for the coverage. Definitely
Dude.
worth getting up at 3 a.m.
Inspect Dark
for.
Saber.
Much love.
Up
Thank
on the
you,
Dark
Loyalty.
Saber,
Thank you
up on
guys
the
for all the
Dark
kindness on both sides.
Oh, it's
Not yet found. He didn't get the Dark Saber drop.
Oh
But
my God.
I want to say this. He didn't get the Dark Praxic Blade to
No
drop.
way.
But
Good orbit, good orbit, good orbit, good
I
orbit.
wanna stress-
Orbit. Put on the
now I'm hearing it. Now it's the first time I've heard Orbit.
It took a little bit.
Took a
that
little
might
bit.
be one of the first world's first we didn't see
Without an
a
orbit
complete,
shot.
like
Oh my
orbit
Heirloom.
There it is.
Exotic.
The heirloom.
Exotic. Oh, he's checking the heavy.
It's
Where-
an
oh, it's in the
energy.
special. There it is.
And there it
Heirloom
is.
exotic
Yes.
crossbow.
And so it's going to have Bolt Thrower as the exotic perk. This weapon fires high-powered explosive bolts, strong against unstoppable champions. That is
Wow.
their prize.
Wow.
That is their prize. And then
Wow.
for the
No
Praxic
fucking
Blade, Evan,
way.
as you mentioned, so this one, every time, this was
No
talked about in
fucking
This
way.
Week in Destiny, guys, but it has a low chance to drop on fully clearing all exotics in Equilibrium, in contest or normal. So every time you do a full clear, and I believe it can even be out of order, but every time you do a full clear, you get a
Dude, we
chance at the
fucking
Dark Matter
right.
Crystal. And so, yeah,
That was
this
minus
is your
40.
team.
That was minus 40.
That healing
This-
was clutch, I agree.
This is your team that we believe is world's first. We will not know until we get an official confirmation. So sit tight and wait for that potential world's first confirmation.
Nothing in the entire Low
And with that being said, I'm hoping that we have a replay to clear. Let's go ahead and maybe unfold cam for a second just to see if there's any other teams that are close. Maybe we might be able to see a close kill if there's anybody close. If not, we'll go right back to full cam. So let's go ahead and get that up. Production will get that up in a moment here.
What a moment,
Let's
though.
fucking
I know.
go, dude.
What a moment.
Check quest. Check quest. Okay, hold on.
That
Check the
is,
quest.
you're seeing on the bottom right-hand corner of our screen, you see that timer. That is how long the entire dungeon duration went for what we believe is a world's first. Again, we're going to wait for the official confirmation, so please be patient with us. Please be patient with everybody. They're working their butts off to verify everything, so just, sit tight, get comfy. We're going to wait.
Yeah, and let's get a zoom out, please, if we can, to see if there's any other teams that are close, just to see if there's any close seconds. I'm just going to look at a few health bars here. But what, man, Evan, this might end up being like Vesper, though, where there was a big disparity between first and second. I'm not seeing anybody even close right now. Like, as of right now, not even seeing anyone close. I believe we do have the the replay almost ready to go. And so we are going to go ahead and show the world's first clear of the dungeon. Oh, and so here it is right here.
It is.
From Team Tommy, Mario, Luigi, Biggs.
Come on.
Let's see it again.
Let's see it. Let's see it, man. And there goes. Dredgen's here kind of had a little pop at the end. You saw the health just kind of explode.
It really did.
Like, it just went from there to just gone. Whatever kind of chunk damage was going on there, it was noticeably large. That was impressive.
Are we first? Are we fucking
Listen to that pop off.
Are we first?
Oh, man.
Dude, what
Wow.
a pop off there. And so the next thing we'll get queued up, guys, in a moment. We're working on the graphic as well to kind of show you guys the how long each of the different parts took. But man, and those bosses were cool.
Definitely cool. And I gotta say, like, I love seeing the Praxic Blade, the duo, the and then I love seeing, honestly, is that our first, I'm not saying Guardian, but like humanoid kind of boss? Like, it's really hard to,
It felt like
is it
very
a
much
light
in the lens of
high?
almost like a Tekken is what I would compare it to the closest to. That's what it felt like.
That's fair.
Like a but much scarier one though.
But like, but a new design.
And I don't want to cut you off, but we also do have our times for each of the different ones, just so everybody can know. So that first encounter that you guys saw before that first boss got cleared in 19 minutes. Then the first boss, the Harrow Dredgen Apprentice, was cleared in 59 minutes. And then our world's first clear, if it ends up being confirmed, remember everything needs to get confirmed, from Dredgen Seer happened at 10:56 a.m., about an hour and 56 minutes in. And man.
Do you see what I see? Listen, guys. Also,
what do you say?
Dredgen Seer did die at this time, but also so did Dredgen Seer. Both happened at the same time.
And there you go. But
and you know what? I like that name, Dredgen Seer. That's perfect.
We'll get that.
That's perfect.
We'll get that swapped. But with that being said, here we go.
Well, I think that's actually perfect. Dredgen Seer is dead. Dredgen Seer. It just happened. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we're doing our verification process, making sure that that was maybe world's first. And while we're at it, let's go full screen to Mario so you guys can see.
Yes, in the shooting
some
range.
heirloom here, and some gameplay.
And guys, if it does get confirmed, this will be the second interview you hear from Team Tommy in the same day.
In the same day.
the same day.
Look at the bottom
The,
of my screen.
the third interview overall with them, because we did interview on the last.
True, yeah. This will be our third time.
But potentially this is, like CB said, the second interview of the day.
Yeah, and so this team is Mario Monkey. Make sure to follow Mario Monkey. Make sure to follow Luigi Style. Make sure to follow Biggs. Let's get all of their links in chat as well, so people can know all three of their channels. But yeah, guys, Mario Monkey, Luigi Style, Biggs and A. Those are your channels. Make sure to check them out because they are insanely talented gamers. Like I said, a few notable things they've done on top of now possibly going back to back, being Mario with the first ever solo Riven Legit that just happened very recently. You have Luigi Style, where when Evan and I casted the solo tournament earlier in the year, Luigi Style won the entire tournament and won the icebreaker that Banshee had made. And I mean, Biggs, I believe, just to double check, I know very high placement in Desert Perpetua. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's number 3, and it is number 3. So absolute goats between all three of them. So we're gonna get that in now.
And while they're kind of talking amongst themselves, let's go back out and let's see some other POVs just so we can see maybe a second clear. It looks like Salt is doing some big damage on the middle left. That looks like and Snazzy too on the top middle. So let's make sure that we can kind of see what they're up to. Maybe we can keep comms on Snazzy since he does have his full comms up. Although I believe now teams will probably open up their comms.
Well, I think the
based on the fact
open.
that a clear did happen.
Yep.
If it's first, we still don't know, but a clear did happen. So definitely going to keep those comms nice and open on Snazzy's side. And unfortunately, they did wipe on Snazzy's side.
This is one where, just to kind of go back just for a little bit of history, because I mean, Evan was talking about it a little bit before, but this is feeling like it might resemble Vespers a little bit now that, like, Evan, you really might hit the nail on the head. I mean, Indebted, it was 4 hours and 22 minutes. Number 2 was, speaking of like Players Play was used to be before, but Han Han.
Yeah.
And they were 5 hours and 6 minutes. So 40 minutes later, I mean, to go to Sundered, I mean, Sundered was very different than that, where the first clear was 5 hours and 17 minutes from who we just watched. And then number 2 was about 11 minutes after. So this is feeling like maybe it could be kind of like Vesper.
This definitely has a little bit more of a Vesper feel to it. I mean, that damage is probably going to be studied by a lot of teams because that damage was noticeably strong on Dredgen Seer. I mean, it felt like where we had seen teams optimize in the second encounter, it felt like they had already figured out what that optimization was pretty early on. And I mean, we're seeing T-Storm do some damage on the middle right as well. But T-Storm going to, looks like Parasite.
Yeah, we'll full screen T-Storm for a quick second. First damage we've seen in a little bit. I know Salt also, they did their first, so we'll come back to them in a little bit. We'll full screen T-Storm.
We're definitely going to have to see. But this goes to show that team composition is so important on these day ones. I mean, the Warlocks spamming Nova Bombs and throwing some, looked like Controverse, although who even knows with the ornaments which one it was.
Yeah, it is kind of tough. But with that being said, I mean, what a just like complete domination from what it at least looks like. And it feels very, like I said, the way like with Sundered, where the second that they figured out what to do, Mario, Luigi, and Biggs, instantly completed. And once again, what happened? The second they knew what to do, it was instant. I mean, and there were so many small moments where everything could have gone wrong. I think about the one save that you highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
I think about if Mario wasn't constantly healing his team, it felt like there was times where he was fully prioritizing making sure his team was staying alive outside of, yes, I know there's objectives to do. Yes, I know there's things that need to get done to do damage. But Mario's like, no, I'm going to make sure everybody's alive. I'm going to make sure that we all make it there together. And so, I mean, just what a performance.
Absolutely. What a performance indeed. And I have to keep stressing that healing nade, the healing auto, the healing abilities as a whole are what really kept them in this fight. Because if you saw at the end of a damage phase with Dredge and Seer, you get trapped in this arc cage of evil, and there's a bunch of ads in there. And I thought it was a death trap room. I didn't think you could get out. And clearly I was wrong.
Yeah.
You can get out of that room, and it's actually intended for that room to be that brutal. So what is the easiest way to get around that and keep yourselves alive in a dungeon scenario where playing your life is almost more important than damage sometimes? Well, it's going to be healing.
I definitely agree. And with that being said, we are seeing T-Storm, they did get to the first third of damage, but it does look like Flarps went down. We'll see if they're able to get Flarps back up. This is the team of Flarps, Artsy, and T-Storm. Remember, T-Storm, he was a part of the world's first Aspire the Watcher, the fastest dungeon race in history. I mean, this is a formidable team here.
Definitely. And I just want to stress again how impressive that clear was. Because, look, I know we say it all the time. All these teams are cracked. These teams are insane. But to go in with a very unconventional, very against the grain to what the metas are at the moment build, and to just wear that confidently, and then to not only do well with damage, maybe come in third, fourth, but to get first and to be commandingly first with a build that I don't see any other team using is so impressively fun.
Yeah, no, it was cool to see some of the things that got used today, too. Let's talk about that a little bit, too. I mean, we saw the axe get used a ton, which was really interesting. That wasn't anything that, when I know most of the teams, we got to talk to, a lot of the different teams across the community and kind of seeing people get prepped. Not a lot of people were talking about going in and being ready to axe, all these different bosses. So it was interesting to see that involvement of it, especially so heavy. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And I think all the different weapons that we saw today were just really fun. I wish we got to see more Praxic Blades get used. Mm-hmm. That would have been really fun. But I'm really happy that there was a lot of melee, a lot of in-your-face, up-close attacks in general. And seeing what I believe was Controverse that close, again, was making my heart sing, because Controverse was definitely one of my favorite exotics. If that's what it was, I believe it was. If not, it's Nothing Manacles. But it's hard to tell with everybody being able to change their ornaments, everything being blurred, so you don't necessarily get to see all the buffs at the same time.
And with that being said, we'll stay here for a moment, but then we'll check and see if, I believe, because was it Elysium that also had done a phase? We'll double check and see if there's any other teams that are getting close to a potential second. But what we're doing right now, guys, we're waiting for Bungie to verify before we do bring Mario, Luigi, and Biggs in. And if it does get confirmed, then we will be having another chat.
Yeah,
we'll be having another chat.
We'll be having another chat. We'll say some nice things. And everybody, I hope that so far the stream has been fantastic across any channel that you've been watching. Thank you again for just joining us. We're obviously waiting on some more results. We're waiting on some words, but we really appreciate you guys being a part of today's cast. And thank you guys. Without you guys, this is nothing. So thank you.
For real. I mean, this has been so fun. Thank you guys for sticking with us. I know we started the show really, really early, and we appreciate you guys holding it down and hanging out. And man, this has been so fun. Just thank you guys for being a part of this.
It's been a crazy day, and the first time we've ever seen a potential repeat of a dungeon.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And to my knowledge, let me even take this a step further. I just want to double check. This is going to take me a second because I don't want to misspeak. So I want to double check this. I'm not sure if anybody's ever won 2 dungeons before. Not even back to back.
Just 2?
I'm just talking about 2.
Just 2 dungeons.
So obviously Vespers, we had Pine Tides and Special Day. None have repeated. Warlord's Ruin was Forgiven, Mape, and Barbucks. We saw Barbucks actually today a little bit with a little bit earlier with Jackery. So he was world's first on Warlord's Ruin. Bagel, Substancer, and Ham on Ghost of the Deep. T-Storm, who we just were talking about. Rexus and Newell on Inspire the Watcher. Gubman, Obama Gaming, and Nico on Duality. We talked about Obama Gaming a little bit earlier.
Yep.
With obviously Epic Desert Perpetual, world's first. Grasp of Avarice, Blaze Spot, Flame, and iBox. Prophecy, Sweatsicle, our third roommate, Clyde and Sneak, Pit of Heresy, B. Jarder, AC and Granger, Shattered Throne, Fancy, FNX, and Victim XX. This is the first time that anybody's ever even won 2 dungeons. Forget about back-to-back.
If it's confirmed this way, I agree with you.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. If it's confirmed, it wouldn't even be a part of agreeing. It's just history agreeing. It's
True.
There's this. I just went through all of them, and there's no repeated names. This would actually be the first time that, let alone back to back, that anybody's ever held.
And here
2
comes
world
another
firsts.
damage phase, by the way,
Yeah.
by T-Storm. So Artsy, Flarps, T-Storm. Let's see what you got here.
Man. Yeah, for real. This could be a historic day.
I mean, it's already felt pretty historic in a lot of ways.
Right.
Like, to be honest, seeing essentially what is a new, it's hard for me to understand fully with like new enemy type here because it is, but it's like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, and it looks like T-Storm.
Just a quick jump over to Dim real
I
quick,
think
or is it
his
a
game
crash?
crashed.
Please tell me it's just him jumping.
I
to
think his
Dim.
game crashed. I don't see a
please
tab.
tell me he's jumping to Dim. Please,
I
no.
I think that's a game crash, unfortunately.
No.
And that does happen. That does happen time to time. Hopefully T-Storm can get back in there.
He's just throwing Dim around. Yeah, it's just Dim. I think he's showing there's no other tab.
Yeah. What we can also do in the meantime while we're kind of, thinking about this confirmation is show you guys a little bit of a recap of what happened today.
Yes.
Some splits, some clips of what's happened. So those are the splits, as you guys can see. Those are the times when all of the kills happen in Pacific Standard Time, US time, if you're watching here. But yeah, let's go ahead and show the first clip of what we believe was the first clear of the very first encounter.
And so this was the first one, just to add a little preface here, the first one that we got to track, but I do believe ATP was just slightly a little bit ahead on this. They were already a little bit ahead of Llama here, but this is the first one we saw on Dungeon Zone.
Which actually brings up another point. ATP beat first and second, was on to third, and unfortunately did not get first again, which has kind of been the trend for his run so far.
And the story on the second encounter, I'm glad you brought that up, Evan, that we'll have to check post Dungeon Zone here is, and then here we are, I guess, seeing is this possibly...
This is Llama's clear, it looks like, but...
No, this one I think was a heartbreaking wipe after they kind of pushed ahead.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, because that was one of the first times that we had saw, the push ahead.
Right.
Which definitely
was the first final
pain.
stand.
Yeah, and then they couldn't really get past that, which really, really hurt.
And then here was our first clear.
And so the interesting thing here, which I know you'll be checking because Evan's going to be working on the dungeon video as he always does, Jackery was ahead.
Yes.
So I do wonder if Jackery actually was slightly ahead on this clear. That'll be something to check later as they were already a decent bit ahead on damage strats than ATP. So that'll be something to look at. But this was the first one that we watched in terms of on Dungeon Zone. This was ATP. And then, guys, the final boss. The final boss.
Here.
Team Tommy.
Team Tommy with Dredgen, Seer, Mario's POV, Luigi, and Biggs. Also a part of this. And here we go. Look at the burst at the end. And I believe we're going to hear the pop-off of all pop-offs.
Are we first? Are we fucking
Are we
first?
first? Are we
No
first?
way. No fucking way. No fucking way. No way.
Oh man, there's a way.
There's a way,
There was
Mario.
a way.
There is a way. So those are the moments of today's day one so far. Again, we'll have to see what ends up happening, but it's been awesome. It's
It
been a
has
pleasure.
been awesome. 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 26 seconds on that first clear, at least in terms of our timer. Obviously, subject to slightly a little bit of change. But yeah, guys, what a dungeon. And with that being said, too, as we do continue, let's go back on the screen and see a couple of these teams as they are making some strides here. I'm going to go ahead and drop a few more winners in chat, just people that have been hanging and chatting to give out some more of those emblems as we continue to kind of look and see who might end up being second place and third place and all the different completions from then on out. So we'll get that back on the screen right now. And while production's working on that, I'll go ahead and have Nightbot announce a few different ones.
And it looks like...
And then let's get the screen back up just so we can see the teams. Okay.
And it looks like... Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but is normal mode out right now?
I believe it did right after the Tommy Claire.
Is
I believe
normal?
it did.
Well, I think they're saying it's out potentially right now.
I saw some people say it a little bit even earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So normal mode is
Yes.
out for anybody
Right
who
around that
wants
Tommy Clear.
So right around that Tommy Clear, giving us further evidence that Team Tommy might be our world's first.
Yeah. Is anybody in the normal dungeon right now, or is there anybody in contest dungeon? Let us know while we are sitting here waiting too. And I am announcing some more of these teams, but let us know, where are you currently in terms of either in the normal dungeon, the contest dungeon. If you're in the contest dungeon, where you may be stuck, you get the final boss, the first boss, maybe somewhere in between. Where you at? Seeing a lot of normals. I'm seeing a few contests. Okay.
Looks like I'm on Encounter. I'm on World's First Solo Flawless. Badge is live. Normal is live. Happy hunting, everyone. Dungeon is called Work today. Contest, I'm on the first boss. I'm not on D2 yet. I haven't started yet. Solo normal contest, stuck on Haro Encounter. Waiting on our third to show up. Work is the toughest dungeon boss of them all. I got finals, unfortunately. Finals study time. It sounds like it's final season.
It is December, so I mean there's a lot of finals around this time. If anybody is in college or high school and you got finals, good luck with your finals, and hopefully you kill them.
Definitely.
And I'll announce one more here. The YouTube mods are on top of everything, so definitely make sure to grab all those names to the YouTube side. We'll keep sprinkling those out. We'll also give out some renegades later, codes to some people that are just hanging out in chat as well. With that being said, it's crazy here. The biggest thing that I didn't foresee here is definitely two of our bottom right. It's I guess some teams, there's just some things that obviously can trip up certain teams that don't trip up other teams like ZCP. They're still really trying to get that first boss clear, which a little bit surprising, but you never know when somebody's going to trip you up. And it does look like Lum was also just now traversing there. So two teams that we do normally see really break out early had a little bit of just struggles with that first boss.
It definitely. And you never know what suits your encounter style better. Is it going to be something that is that long range boss where it's more of a crit based boss? Is it something that's close up in your face where it's more of a burst damage boss? What is that for them?
Right, and let's go Aegis on the screen so we can see the damage they're doing. Actually, they might have just ended damage. I might have called it a little bit too late. I'm seeing a couple people say, what was that giveaway for? It's just the same emblem that is being dropped on Twitch, just making sure we're giving those out on YouTube. We'll also later give out some Renegades codes as well. But right now, it's just the people that are just hanging out in chat, just giving out that same emblem, the Paranoia Pink. That's just all that's going on. Zella, I drew another.
Okay. And again, hands are the call.
That's a Goron call.
That is a Goron
I haven't heard that in a
call.
long time.
Nope. What do they know about Goron, CB?
Just run.
They knew enough to shoot the hands quickly.
They knew enough to shoot the hands.
You saw that was a very, very it was like everybody was focused hands on focused damage. It felt very reminiscent.
Absolutely.
And we're waiting to hear word, guys. So we'll keep you guys in the action, and when it does get tweeted, we'll let you know. Right now, these are the tweets that we've seen so far. One from Destiny the Game 17 minutes ago saying, we have received reports that Fireteam cleared Equilibrium Dungeon. Please stand by. And then the other being normal mode of the Equilibrium Dungeon is now available. All Guardians available are requested to halt the Brant Imperium's dredgens from pillaging Venus's Praxic Temple. And so those are the tweets. So we're still waiting on confirmation. And let's go ahead and go full cam on. Let's do Snazzy for a moment.
Go for hands. Might be hands.
Yeah, we can get audio up on Snazzy as well, just so we can kind of hear into the huddle what they're talking about.
Yeah, because we are now seeing full unblurred, so probably the best way we're going to be able to kind of get some insight here.
I kind of think we're good.
You got some water over there, by any chance?
I do.
Got to stay hydrated on Dungeon Zone.
Oh,
fantastic, man! Thank you.
Why does that happen?
Yeah, that was this was one where
you swapped a fucking
the
thing.
I guess the most heartbreaking moment was probably that first final stand from Llama, because it does make you wonder if they would have been able to push through on that first final stand, Evan. I wonder how they would have performed on Final Boss.
All right, swap to damage.
That's a great question.
Ready to shoot the
Yeah, like we'll never really get to know.
When to shoot the last
Like
one.
that was something that
I am ready.
they really couldn't push through on that first boss this time. But it does make you wonder.
It definitely does. I still feel like with just where we're at on this encounter,
Remember, arms and
I
head,
just
arms
feel
and
like
head.
Dredge and Seer required such a
Arms right now?
substantial amount
just
of
gotta-
damage
No.
that I don't
There's
think
a
it would have
fucking
made
guy
too much
next
of
to
a
us,
difference.
I don't think so either, but it always is one of those things where
have
you,
to be
you know,
happy.
sports and raids and dungeons and everything in general is all about the different
storylines.
scenarios and the storylines
Yeah,
and all
what
of that,
happens
right?
if-
Yeah, what happens
if momentum shifts
What
in
happens
one moment?
if? Exactly. And I do see Skobaska again about the Mario, Luigi, and Big's socials. We'll put those in again to the mods in chat. If we could put Mario, Luigi, and Big's Twitch channels in chat again, that would be fantastic. But yeah, we put them in a little bit early if you scroll up, and we'll put them in again as well.
The Twitch emblem still will drop, yes, as long as everybody is watching. The time is still going to be well and covered through the entire show, so no worries, guys. Just again, make sure that your Bungie account is linked to your Twitch account if you're watching on the Twitch side, and just make sure that all that is all checked off. You should see the progress.
Hey, we may not be first, but we're gonna be winners.
I love Snazzy. Even still, just in such good spirit.
Wait.
Like,
what is he doing?
I don't know, but I love him.
He's the captain of the ship.
No, this encounter is actually really simple, though. I like it. Like, it's actually kind of like I actually like it a lot. I don't know.
It's a cool
I like
encounter.
it. The
Hey,
encounters
big
are
shout out to
pretty
Snazzy again. Let's
Big
go ahead
shout
and
out to
unzoom.
Snazzy.
So what
Like,
you're
you literally
seeing, that
just-
is our
like, the
World
goal of the
Spurs
encounter
Disc
is
Perpetual
just
team.
compel the
We'll go ahead
guys
and
in the taking
unzoom for a
rooms.
little bit.
Sorry, I'm just yapping.
And
compel
we'll
the
see
guy
if
in
there's
the fucking
any other
taking
teams
room,
making
and then
progress
you just
here. From what I'm seeing, though, it is still looking like. Let's go maybe T-Storm.
Yeah, it looks like
they're in it.
T-Storm is doing some damage.
Yes.
But all I was saying about the emblem drop, guys, again, if you're on Twitch and you're watching, make sure you watch for an hour. Make sure that your Bungie account is linked to your Twitch account. If you're on the YouTube side, CB is also going to be giving away some emblem codes over there. He's been doing it the entire stream. As long as you've been an active chatter, you've been entered to win on the YouTube side. So, again, as long as you're chatting on CB's side, as long as you're watching on my side, Twitch account, linked to Bungie. There you go. All right. And one thing I want to stress, CB.
What's that?
If we were to run this, where are we at on contest right now? Are we able to? Are we hitting the little 3 phase? Are we doing that? No problem.
Of this?
Yeah.
I mean, eventually,
Yeah,
but not
eventually.
this time. Yeah.
You don't think so? You don't think we throw in the controversy and run it?
We're chasing after first boss.
I don't. Whoa.
Final. They're still, dude. ZCP's still on it. You're acting like that's some shade.
Well,
we have one of the best players in the world is on it right now.
But
all right,
but we have all the
time for you to jump back in.
But we have all the.
All right, we're
info,
holding you back.
We have all the info.
I'm getting held back.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting antsy.
We'll go ahead and unzoom for a moment.
And they don't know anything about the ban list either, CB.
And
They
so
don't know.
speaking of that, though, I'm glad that I did actually, I guess, reverse jinx it, because it does look like ZCP, they did just clear, which is very, very good news. I'm curious to see how they handle the the final boss.
Definitely. And I'm curious, like, I wonder what is stumping, or what was stumping ZCP in general, because I've always known them to be a high damage output team. And I know you could say that first boss is insane, it's brutal, but I would also like to say there is a lot of teams that are through that are in this like tier of practicing every day, coaches, scouts, all those things. That's why I'm a little confused.
I would say this is going to be the biggest thing that I say is the answer to that, because you're right. We have seen ZCP perform considerably well, especially in raids, right? I mean, we've seen the insane solo performance. We've seen how he handles the Witness. We see how amazing they did on Epic Desert Perpetual being number 4. But if you notice, Evan, the team that cleared is a team that we haven't seen world's first for any of the raids. Like, now I know, don't get me wrong, I want to give Biggs his credit. They were number 3 on Desert Perpetual, but none of them have ever gotten world's first in a raid yet. But here they are dominating the dungeon scene. So it could just also slightly be just slightly different skill sets that lend themselves better to dungeons versus raids, and why maybe we're seeing different breakouts than what we see on the raid side. Obviously, everybody's insanely talented, but skills lend themselves to maybe different facets of the game, and maybe that's just what we're seeing.
I agree with you. I think that it's, at least in this 3 stack, we're seeing that however we can keep this 3 together, this trio of Mario, Luigi, and Biggs, they got to stay together for the next raid. If it's up to me, if I'm thinking in my head, I'm going, well, we won 2 of these in a row.
It is probably time that they jump into the raid.
Jump into a raid together, and I mean, we'll see what that team can do.
Yeah.
Now, who are the other 3 in that scenario? What are the 3 from today that we saw are you putting together with them?
Oh man, because the thing that's kind of tough here is like, some of the teams are obviously splitting their raid team. Like, for example, obviously, like, there's 2 halves of Team Nuts or 2 halves of Elysium. But, like, I mean, another breakout team that we saw got here considerably early, there was ATP, obviously, right? As well as OnPam as well.
And Husk.
And Husk as well. And so maybe, that was a breakout team. You never know. I mean, but
you never know. It's hard to tell. I would definitely say there was a few times where I felt like Elysium was, like, right there as well. At least on Salt's POV. I can't speak for the other Elysium trio, but Salt's POV, they were right there on the second encounter, and they were right there on the third, and obviously they just won the last raid, so never can count Elysium out. But in terms of building this team,
what I want to mention, Evan, too, is like,
yes,
like we are seeing damage phases, and let's go to ATP as we were just talking about them, but we really haven't seen like anybody get to even like the final phase of damage yet.
No.
The disparity between first and second right now, like,
is pretty.
It's pretty large as of right now, at least. How many clears, as we know?
Back.
Obviously, that could be wrong, but
or
as
we need to do it like in the direct center of this room.
Definitely.
Yeah, right now it is a big race for
we
second.
need to do the well.
And I know
in the
everybody
puddle.
right now is actively
We are
refreshing.
taking way too much lightning
Oh,
damage
where's the
from the red. We need to do
results?
the well in the
Guys,
puddle. Back to the middle.
let them verify. Make sure
I guess,
everything's
yeah,
all
on
good.
parasites.
The last thing we
Doesn't
would
matter.
want is for a cheater to be world's first and it be verified, and it's like, oh no, now we have to take all that away from them. We want to make sure that this is legit. We watched their whole entire run. Looked legit to me. There could be
I
another
have
team
bait
out there
switch
that
on.
we
I
don't
just
know
ran
about.
out of ammo.
And so with that being
Neither-
said,
neither
it's hard to
myself
believe
nor
World
Roman
Second
damage
still up for
to
grabs.
do
It's
some
actually
other-
not that hard to believe, just being honest, only because if we just look at, what history would show us from the past,
Like,
I
you
mean,
see
when we
where
look
the
at something like
bosses, like,
Vesper's
why don't
Host,
we just
which we've
put the
talked
well
about a good amount,
on the Taken
today,
slab, like,
the
right
difference
in
between
front of the
first
Taken
and second
slab.
was almost an hour.
Yeah, I could put it like here.
And so
Yeah.
we're not even an hour
Yeah,
in
exactly.
between first and
Exactly.
second yet in terms of if there was to be a clear right now.
Exactly.
So this is very much reminiscent of Vesper's Host. If we're looking back
Are
at
you
the
putting
past,
a rift? You're on boots,
we've
right?
seen
Okay.
this before. This is not something.
Are you putting a rift in the well
new
as well?
in terms of at least how it can fall?
You don't need to do that.
For the ability
Definitely. And
Ability gen. I mean,
I'm very curious to see when the next
it's
team
on the
crosses the
upfront?
finish
Okay.
line as well.
The rift itself.
Who do you think is up next?
I mean, based on the teams that have been here the longest, it would either be like, I mean, the teams I've seen making it looks like really good strides. I mean, we've seen ATP make good strides. Let's unzoom for a quick second. I think early on we saw Jackery make some strides, but I don't know if we've seen much since. I'm not sure. T-Storm, they've been getting quite a few damage rotations so far. I haven't seen them get to final, but they definitely get there quite a bit. Maybe it could be T-Storm. It's honestly really still up for grabs, Evan. I haven't seen enough to be able to make that call.
And you know what's crazy, CB?
What's that?
So Mario, Luigi, and Biggs are running, or Mario and Luigi at least, I don't know about Biggs, is running this back with their scout.
Oh, yeah.
So is there a chance?
No.
I mean, he was watching the whole time.
That's true. That is
And they're
true.
already on to the second encounter.
That would be wild.
It's possible.
That
Imagine
what, getting lapped?
Yeah.
No,
Imagine getting lapped.
No, I'm gonna call that. I think that the next clear, I'm gonna say is within the hour. So by I would say 30 after 12 at least Pacific. But we shall see. I mean, we're gonna see if some of these teams can maybe make a breakthrough. Which, as I'm saying it, we're gonna go to T-Storm, who they are on. Possibly world's second watch here. They heard Evan say maybe they might get a second encounter. T-Storm said absolutely not.
Well, maybe potentially said absolutely.
Potentially. And so this team right here, I've mentioned it, but if anybody is just now joining us, T-Storm was a part of the fastest dungeon race in history, Spire of the Watcher. That was the only dungeon to be cleared in sub 40 minutes. So T-Storm's been here before. I mean, they know how to succeed, and so does the rest of their team as well. Artsy has so many top completions, just so you can get a little bit of info on some of the racers, just to give you guys a little bit of background. Starting with Artsy, I mean, Artsy has number 8 in Desert Perpetual, number 10 in Salvation's Edge, number 2 in Crota's End, numbers 4 in Ron, number 7 in Val, and number 7 in Epic Desert Perpetual, which is insane. And then Florps is 13 on Sundered. So, I mean, there you go. I mean, this is a team that very much has the potential to have another really, really high placement here if they can just bring this home.
Absolutely. And I think as long as they kind of keep everything ammo-wise in check, no silly deaths, I think
that's the big one, I think, too. I almost think, like, it seems like they have the damage on lock now. I'm going to go on the silly death part, like making sure that you're keeping your team alive the way we saw with Mario. Make sure you're just double-checking your jumps. Don't fall. Maybe restore just in case. But I think the big thing is going to be the survival element. If they can get to that survival, I think they're going to bring this home.
I think so too. I think they're about to be here, so we're going to have to see what is kind of the process in their minds. Are they're going to do a break here? Yep. Make sure they don't wipe. I do like that mechanic a lot of having, I guess, what I call the bather come out, and you have to make sure that he's, I guess, the gladiator, but you have to make sure that he's taken out, or else you get wiped by him. Like, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, between having the smaller, almost like, and I'm just, for the sake of it, it just feels like it reminds me of the OG days of Galron and having to break little Galrons before getting to do a big fight. Like, I do really like the feel of that. That was something I enjoyed in raid-like form, and it feels cool to see it kind of in dungeon form and a new kind of variation.
Yeah, I like that too. And I mean, obviously we saw in Duality the mini Gal, I guess same size, but a lot of Galrons.
Yeah, there are a lot
running
of them.
around.
There are a lot of Galrons.
A lot of Galrons are running around, but I do agree with you, kind of having to take out the mini Galrons in Crown and then the slam down.
Yeah,
really
the
fun.
slam, baiting the slam. There was a lot of really cool elements to that.
A lot of really
I
cool
definitely agree. And with that being said, Evan, it does look like they are starting to get slightly close. They have the Lure of Dark. In terms of Shadow Novice, they have 37 seconds.
And
now you have potential world second here. Potential world second.
Big potential here. And the big potential here is getting it clear in general. This is T-Storm. This is Flarps. And Artsy. So wait, I need to fill that one. I was doing a little thing. I was like, T-Storm, Arts, and
Artsy. And so we do have the channels in chat, guys. We'll put them in again. Yeah, this could be for potential world second, guys. And we'll do another recap here in a moment, too, so you guys can see all of those moments.
Definitely.
They have to be getting really, really close.
Okay, and it seems like you got to, again, make sure that the Gladiator's gone. What will you choose is up. Ammo is genned on the floor. There's so much ammo on the ground across the board. And now maybe looks like they're back in the Taken realm.
Yeah, and I think they're going about this in the right way, and it's the way that I saw. Yeah, I think it's what lended itself well to Mario, Luigi, and Biggs, where the only real pressure and rush. I know there's a lot of pressure and rush. I don't want to discredit the pressure and rush, but in terms of at least the encounter wiping you, is really just making sure each of the phases you're doing enough damage. So making sure you take your time and you stay alive and you have your ammo, as you mentioned earlier, and all those different things is way more important than rushing to the fight. Like, rushing to the fight isn't going to reward you in any way. So, taking your time and making sure you're really ready for it is important.
Definitely. And I think, again, it's a dungeon scenario where we see timers, but if a timer is not present, then you're not rushed to begin the damage phase. That's how I've understood every single dungeon, contest or not.
Yeah, and so here, I'm thinking pretty soon, Evan, might
be that time.
See,
looks like it's gonna be that time here soon. I agree. Getting everything set up and in position for a big damage phase. Got to make sure that gladiator's all nice and in check. Because if not, that's really bad. It's really scary. It looks like they're trying to gather shadow. Oh, they might not.
Face your death.
Obviously, they got to shoot the hands, but they're going to have to either get that shadow cleared out or begin damage. I don't know what their plan is here, but they got to make sure that this is all nice and in check. Okay. Shield's broken.
Yep.
Come on, he's dropping the rift.
And after this,
I think
this
should be go time.
And if that's the case, guys, we might be on World's second watch. And here we
got to break all the orbs.
I know. I don't want to call it too early.
Those hands. Looks like it might be on Flarps to shoot the orbs. I don't know who's shooting the orbs. Okay, good Icarus dash.
On the edge of my seat here.
Oh, RT almost just went down.
So we'll see if they're able to break that shield.
Seems like it
which
is,
they did.
It was T-Storm's time that time. Okay,
and now
face your death. And now maybe I don't know.
That's the thing about we've watched
is.
so much of it being blurred that there is clearly one small thing here too, that we're as we are starting to not see it blurred anymore, we'll be able to put those pieces together a little bit more. But it does look like T-Storm is finally switching, which means I would assume, and I do see Parasite ready to go as well, and Well is out, guys. Here we go. We could be on potential world second here. Let's see.
Potential world
this would be
second. Come
an
on.
amazing performance
Come on.
here if the case. Let's see. Parasite out again. We've seen Pulses all day. Pulse out. Pulse. Okay, did get suspended there for a quick second.
It looks like this is kind of the meta, the Psy, the Mint, the Parasite
out.
the Well.
Another Parasite. Will they have the damage? Will they get the damage? Will they get the damage? Oh, almost misadventures himself on that little ledge right there.
Okay, like they're
Wells down on that final tick.
Enraged. They don't quite have the damage. And if this was Desert Perpetual, then this would mean the perpetual treadmill of damage phases. My suit just got caught. I'm now a part of the set. I cannot get out. I am caught in the set, ladies and gentlemen. It just doesn't even matter. No, you got to leave it in there. I'm a part of the set now. Listen.
We got my laptop.
Listen. I might pull a laptop off the table. It's fine. Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen. We have still the race for what we believe is second place. This thing is actually worse than I thought. It is like it is double looped onto the desk, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to walk over here, and it's just going to be, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're good. All right, let's go down to Snazzy's POV as he is having an electric damage phase on that first one. We're going to watch the second damage phase from Snazzy.
No, absolutely. Now I see how you treat trophies.
This is a level of tied up that I don't even think anybody could plan for. This is crazy.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
How did that even happen? Okay. Anyway, we're good now.
Thank you, Loyalty, for the 5. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Loyalty, for the 5 and being loyal. That was absolutely insane. Here
Master
comes
for another
Snazzy
10
on damage
seconds.
phase
Let me know
number
if you
2,
see
by the
it,
way.
guys.
I want to
Yes.
stress
Yep.
that I think what happened with T-Storm there was that they didn't get quite
He's blew
enough
behind us.
damage, and there was an extra little cutoff at the
Get
end
your
they had to
super,
make up
don't
for.
send!
Yeah.
Get our supers!
Oh.
Ham, do you have your super?
No.
Let me know. You call it, Ham.
Almost.
I'm going.
It's sent. 1 second.
Wait,
Good
in
work.
Rage Near,
All right,
that was
come on,
it.
lock
They
it,
did
lock it,
get
lock
there.
it
They
down.
did get there. Okay, I think
Yep.
I think
Yeah,
we're
we'll-
gonna go full screen to Snazzy just for a moment and listen into their audio.
Watch out, guys.
He's blowing. He's blowing. He's blowing.
Just back up.
Putting the turret up, dog, and I'm just marking shit with it.
I can stun this guy. Oh, let me melee. No.
Where are you? You're dead? Oh.
I got fucking
Do you have a red
off the
token?
map.
Yes, I do.
Okay, watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! We gotta be careful. We gotta be careful.
My game crashed.
Don't res him. Don't res him. Don't res him. You can res him when he gets back.
Yep. Thank God that res didn't go through, by the way, because I definitely clicked it before you said that.
Oh man.
So let's try and get 2 masters here.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah,
fine.
let's try and get
Good.
2 masters here. So when Ham's back, we're still like on pace to just finish next phase.
Oh my God.
Player life. Player
Oh
life.
my God.
Don't worry, guys.
Fucking bitch sniped me down to 1 health from across the map. I'm not going that way, Debs. Fuck that. I got
Yeah.
no abilities.
Yeah, me neither.
And
we are back.
Yes, we are. And those were just some comms from Team Nuts
It's
trying to
fine.
go for potentially world
Okay, so we have
second.
3
Unfortunately,
seconds.
right
Do
as we
need to
did
get
come
those
back
supers
here,
for
it
this
did
one.
look like
I'll
either
actually
somebody
cry
got
if we end up
disconnected.
on,
I
like,
did
1
see.
HP wipe pro.
Unfortunately, somebody did
I think-
disconnect. Was it Silken or
There's
was
like a
it?
small
Looks like it was Ham.
No, it was Ham. It was Ham.
He,
wizard.
it still says light fading, so part of me thinks like,
oh,
maybe
yeah,
Ham is
that-
just dead somewhere in the map.
Well, no, I saw it say the.
Oh, it said he left?
Yeah, it did
Yeah.
say he left. So I think it might be something where the game still thinks he's in for the moment. With that being said,
literally
this is
have,
definitely
nothing,
heartbreaking
no
here,
ammo,
as
0
this was
sip.
another very close world
There's a brick right
second.
here.
Still, guys, for anybody
Get
just
ready,
joining
so
us,
you need to get ready to res
Bungie's
Ham.
still verifying. When
Wait, this
things
is
are
not good. Our
verified,
timer,
we
if
will
it's spawns,
get
spawns.
an interview with
loading.
Team Tommy if they are the ones that won. And we're really, really excited for that because
Please spawn Ham.
we
in
were
the
This would be
shadow
this
realm.
is
Please
this
spawn
would be
in the
potential
shadow
world's
realm.
3rd interview with them.
this is wild.
Please,
Says he
if you
crashed.
done
He's trying to
this
join
one, do the
again.
shadow
Gotcha.
realm
Okay.
piping.
He crashed. Okay.
'Cause we have
Well, if
20
he can make it
seconds.
in time, then maybe
He's here, Silken. He's here, Silken.
he's here.
Oh,
So
oh, no, but
Snazzy!
Snazzy might not be here.
Is at 14 seconds.
Snazzy,
I mean,
Oh my-
we die anyways if
Snazzy,
Yeah,
Snazzy, please,
Snazzy!
please, Snazzy.
I lost my shadow.
Can't do this to my heart,
I
please.
have one. I'm getting that compel. If we get 2 compels, then it's fine. Means,
Oh,
like, not a
okay.
big
my
deal.
goodness.
No.
Oh, that's
Oh,
oh
anything
my
you can.
gosh, missing that first melee almost.
Oh.
ruined
I made it. I made it out. We're good. We're good. We're good.
it. Okay, Snazzy, please.
And Silken gonna live because Silken's 1 HP too. They just play on the edge. They scare me.
They do.
Don't go to the right. There's a fucking thing immediately right. And you get a Finny. Boss.
Okay, boss.
Watch out, explosion,
Shoot
Ham,
the
Ham.
hands.
the hands.
Shoot the hands. Stun the hands. They got Lure of the Dark still up. Still got to break the shield.
Did one of you guys have the thing to break him?
Yes.
Silken
Let 'em
has
know,
the
let 'em
thing.
know.
They're
Yep.
ready to
Ham,
break
how's
the
your ammo
Nameless
looking?
Apprentice. The mechanics, I feel like I have a
Alright.
full grasp on now, or
Yeah,
at
me
least
too.
most of a grasp on.
No.
You feel like you don't really fully know until
Until
you
you jump
play.
in, you got to
Until
jump
you
in
play.
for the full one. But
No
yeah,
matter
right.
how many Dado guides or Rick Cactus guides that you can watch out there, it's still going to take you actually getting into these experiences to fully understand everything.
And here we go, Cabal down. We are right now. If this was to be world's second, world's first happened
If 20
about
seconds
50
till
minutes
we get
ago.
TP.
So
We'll probably
it's
have to
been
build another boss
quite the
attack.
gap. I would have to do some fact checking to see if that's the largest gap in history because we
You ready for
are
this,
now
jackass?
coming very close to, I believe, passing the gap between Vespers, which was we passed that. That was
We haven't done
44
the middle
minutes.
one yet, have
Okay,
we?
yeah.
No.
So
I've
this
been-
could potentially. I'd have to look at the
only
older
done one, it's
dungeons
one on the
to
sides.
confirm, but if that's the case, we could be looking at the longest gap between first and second, if there hasn't been a second that we just missed.
Genuinely,
honestly, I like that.
I'm again, I'm just very interested to see what the final time ends up being between first and second. Is this the run potentially?
No, this one's already done.
And I also want to make sure everybody on the Twitch, and I've been seeing some people say that they're not getting the emblem. Progress isn't working. I've been seeing people say progress worked just great. Emblem is here. I'm going to go ahead and say that if you have a bunch of tabs open, if you're on mobile, if you have tab muted, do everything you can to kind of solidify that you will get progress. I don't know the exact qualifications of watching one stream or if you have to have multiple streams. It's on Twitch's end on those things. But I can tell you, I've been hearing a lot of people say that they got their emblem just fine. So as long as your Bungie account is linked to your Twitch, and as long as you're watching the stream, as long as you have the stream on, you should be fine.
Who was first? We'll see if it gets confirmed, but it's looking like Team Tommy. Thank you so much, Bobby, for being here. Since do a Mario check after this, we definitely will. I'm going to also start doing a check between the gap on every single dungeon race, just to know, just to check my bases. Starting with Shattered, which was 2 minutes in between.
2 minutes is crazy.
Yeah, now I'm going to move on to Pit.
Okay, what was Pit's time in between?
6 minutes.
6 minutes?
Then I move on to Prophecy.
Okay, what was Prophecy?
12 minutes.
12 minutes?
By the way,
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna go
what
to
was
Grasp.
Grasp?
when I kill this, I will not be ready.
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah. Now I'm going to go on to Duality.
What was Duality? Snazzy just died.
I did see that. Duality was 16 minutes.
That's actually fair.
That's a fair amount of time. That's a fair amount of time. Spire the Watcher.
I've never taken that much damage.
A minute and 20 seconds.
That's crazy.
Spire the Watcher, a minute and 20 seconds.
A minute and 20 seconds on
That's
Spire the
crazy,
Watcher?
bro.
Okay.
That's crazy.
And next, Ghost of the Deep, 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yep. And then Warlord's Ruin,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
I mean, like, that's just
Yeah,
so
and then
fucking stupid,
Vesper's
bro.
Host, we know that was about to give you the exact time for
Jesus
Vesper's
Christ.
Host, just so we can have the comparison. Vesper's Host was 44 minutes.
44 minutes.
And then Sundered Doctrine, the difference was 11 minutes.
Not to be that guy again. Do you see Mario's POV?
Is that towards final?
They're headed towards final.
It's
Not to be that guy
it just
again.
takes long to get the damage. That's all.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it's
possible.
insane.
I would say it's actually possible.
Is he doing a solo run on normal though?
I thought you said,
I thought he was running with a scout, but I know that that's what Luigi had told me. I wonder if he's just doing solo flawless.
Or what if he's just pushing through because he knows the route?
That's also possible.
Either can be true.
Well, let's see if there's some
Yeah.
swords. If there's swords, then we'll have our answer.
Yeah.
too.
So ain't no way Mario's gonna take World's first and second. Hey, that's possible. Maybe a Mario sweep. We'll see. Who knows? Either way, we'll confirm that when we do know. But for right now, just like we have Aegis damage on the bottom left, looks like T-Storm is through with one phase. Yeah, guys, this is insane. So just to keep in mind, up to this point, the longest gap ever was 44 minutes on Vesper's Host. This is looking like, as long as there hasn't been a second that we missed, this is looking like it might be the biggest gap between first and second in Dungeon history.
Yep. And I also want to just stress that we didn't see a Praxic Blade Crystal drop for the world's first team. So it just seems like it's a random chance no matter what. You're not guaranteed one, either if you're first or if you're contest. It just seems like
each full clear is what Bungie said into this week and this week of Bungie. So every single full clear doesn't even have to be in order, but you have to do all the encounters. Gives a chance at the dark matter crystal. But if you do complete contest, to go back on that note, you will get the heirloom.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. Also on the YouTube side, we're gonna go ahead and name a few more names to the YouTube mods, just so you guys are ready to go. Here comes a few more.
Okay. I also want to point out that, chat, can we let's see if we can get this verified from the mods. But I'm being told that there might be a team that is actually cleared second now, but I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get that.
I'm definitely gonna have the mods check that one just to make sure.
Yep.
What is Mario doing right now? Mario is just vibing doing a solo flawless, it looks like, or a solo attempt at least. I don't know if it's flawless, but I think Mario is just vibing doing solo stuff right now because, yeah.
Yeah, I think what would be a good thing to do while we do figure out what's going on there, let's go ahead and get a quick recap. We have all of the different encounters that got completed in order that we can show. So just to get a quick heads up, during Dungeon Zone, in the first 19 minutes, that first encounter got cleared. In 59 minutes, the first boss got cleared. And then in an hour and 56 minutes and 26 seconds, all of the dungeon got cleared. With that being said, let's take a look at some of these clips so you guys can get a recap of what the day looked like, starting off with the first POV that we saw of completing the first encounter. Remember, like I said a little earlier, we know ATP was just slightly ahead here, but this was the first one that we were tracking. And we're going to move on. They pushed ahead, and they were the first that we know to get to that final stand, and was heartbreaking, the moment here that you're going to see next.
It was, yeah. And I mean, like CB just said, ATP's squad was the first one through the first encounter. We just caught Llama's POV there, and then here